his hand and kiss the baby.
I heard
Come
it.
on.
I got a high test cold to come here.
Who?
What?
Give me a second.
93 octane.
I feel like they can serve it right here.
Oh,
She's mobile. She can bring the beer up here.
beer.
Come in here.
What are you drinking? Let me just get like a picture. I'm drinking that beer.
And I'll switch to the Miller Lite.
I still feel like it's really loud.
Well, y'all want me to
Oh, yeah.
Got you a seat. You sit right here by me.
I'll tell you where I want you later there.
I don't think it's that loud.
That's right.
Joe, how loud?
Is this too loud?
Is it too loud, Joe?
You gotta be
Can
right
you
here.
hear
Sit
the
down.
vulgarities from here?
Right here.
I said, hey, dog, hey. Look at that man's beard.
Justin, stay Laura.
It's J-Mac. I'll be darned.
And Coral. What
And
about
Cora. Oh, my goodness.
It's got an L. It's Coral.
Is it Coral?
Coral.
It's
Like,
Coral.
like the reef, but with a
Terry
K.
Bush.
Oh, my God, it's Terry Bush. What about you, buddy? I like it.
He's always late on that. If
Oh,
we're going
she's
to sit
got
there,
eyes
never
of
sit that close.
How about that?
You what? I already got it recording.
Hello? Cheers.
I'll talk a little bit.
One of these days when I hit puberty, I'm gonna look like Rick Simpson.
Hey, Pat.
He's got two.
Pat, slide that microphone down to Eli and you use that one to your left there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Isn't that an interesting concept? Yeah.
Well, let's go. You go behind the back. Let's hear what. Let me just reach around you.
There you go.
It always needs to be reaching.
Would you just touch him?
Trying to see what I did there.
Was that wanted?
I'm probably not going to delete this.
No, you gotta keep this full. Keep this whole.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Hello.
We have to stand back a little because we're. Alright.
Yeah. If you want to angle it more toward you.
I want to hear myself through the speakers.
We can hear you, that's for sure.
Hi. How you doing, Paul?
Got it.
He's really messing with your sound check.
You're good.
All right.
Eli, go ahead.
Owl now brown cow. Unique New York.
Angle it.
I have no angle.
Angle of the dangle.
Oh, that's all you got.
The version proportionate to the beat of meat.
I got you.
That is correct.
You're a little
I'm
quiet.
talking. It's okay. I need to be quiet. Trust me.
Oh,
It's
crap.
better for me to be quiet.
I got you. All right. Well,
Because I
then you're
curse.
good.
I curse.
Well, so do I.
Your language is impeccable in comparison to some of ours.
You look thirsty, sir. Thank you, sir.
That's a good man right there.
That's a good man.
Tip your waitress, man. Tip your waitress.
Alright, everybody ready?
Miller?
No, he's keeping going.
Miller?
Miller Lite.
Hey, Jesse. Would you get me a picture of Miller Lite and put it on my tab?
A what?
A picture of Miller Lite?
Picture of Miller Lite, Joe.
Good
It's
God.
like you were a cat. These are Dairy Queen.
Diet Miller.
Diet Miller.
Two-piece fries. Steak long.
Now I know
Hush
what they're
puppies.
regretting, man.
We ain't got time for hush puppies, boy.
Ready.
All right, we're fixing to start recording. We apologize in advance for the language. Sorry, but it's gonna happen. We can't control it.
Better not bring your kids.
Control it. Can't control it. All right, y'all ready? Ready? Eli, you doing the next episode?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, everybody, welcome to the
Next episode.
of the Everyday Joe Show. I'm your host, Lee Travis Reed. You might have heard of me before.
Let's poll the audience. Has anybody heard of Travis Reed? And that's a negative.
We've
got three hands.
everywhere.
3 hands.
4 out of the 8 people know Travis.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out here. Mobile Studio 11 is here at 41 Sports Bar and Grill here in Manchester.
What's going on, brother?
Tonight we got Lady A illuminating the controls. We got Bubba and Seth returning guests.
Thank you.
What are you having to drink there, buddy?
Miller Lite.
Oh, Diet Miller.
Surprise, surprise.
Eli Kidder.
Hey, what's up?
What are you drinking?
A fine Pilsner beer also.
Says so on the can.
It does.
But you're not having the can.
However, yeah, there is no can.
No.
Time to get a picture.
There is. Jason Patton.
Hello,
Sir,
hello, hello.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
Been wanting you to get on here for a while.
Yep, my
Your
pleasure.
Facebook posts are ridiculous.
Oh, I don't know.
We'll get to
man.
that in a minute.
Yeah.
There's Tooth.
Hello.
What are you drinking there, buddy?
I'm on the Coors Light tonight.
Are you?
Yeah.
Going to the mountains, huh?
Man, got tapped on Rockies.
Yeah, good tapping, did you? I'm having a fine Pilsner beer. Says so. We'll handle. So. Can you hear me? All right, so Patton, sir, thank you for finally doing it. I know you got to work tonight.
Yes,
We
sir.
hate- We hate that you can't partake with us.
Nah, it's all right. Everybody needs a Coke.
Is it? Yeah. All right.
It's all about the Coke, right? Yeah, it's a good one.
So yeah, I know this first time I've ever met you. Friends on Facebook, and your Facebook posts are they're epic rants. They are hilarious.
You know, it's just like real stuff. It's kind of like good comedy. It's something that, you know, a lot of people can relate to, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that you kind of have to filter through, and some of the stuff that people post on there is just, you know, kind of just like whatever. You know, you're just wanting to. I kind of keep it real for everybody. That's how I think.
Yeah, it's pretty damn fun. That's for sure. I can't remember. There's one of maybe somebody texting and driving.
Oh yeah, that's my pet peeve right there. You know, I like for people to look at me when we're going down the road. You know,
Right.
I like to make eye contact a little
Yeah.
bit. You know, they see me, I see them.
Yeah, yeah,
When
I
they're
got
looking
you.
at the screen, I'm like, this could be bad.
So you flat out cuss me, you throw my birds, I'm number one. What do you do in that
My
situation?
son.
Yeah, kind of give them the, you know, it just depends on how ugly it gets. You know, 3 days, I think I had 3 episodes in less than 24 hours. You know, my kids were with you. You know, I usually got the kids in the back seat,
Right.
going to ball games, whatnot, and you know, just within inches of a head-on collision. You know, and tell my kids that you don't survive things like that. You know, so pay attention, keep the phone down, and
Got a little pissed.
What would your kids say if something like that happened?
Asshole.
Will they be calling you the asshole or the driver?
you know, it's
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
story.
You can't say that saying, right?
Me either.
Oh, you're welcome.
Tell the story.
Audrey.
Yeah, tell it. Tell it.
Let's get a story.
Audrey's a lot like me. You know, it's going down the road, and I guess that's one of my words that I use all the time. Is asshole.
No. Closer.
And she we just heard the word come out of the back of her, you know, vehicle. Asshole.
It's because he's not talking through the microphone.
Pick it up.
There you go.
Put it in your mouth.
Pick it up and play with it, right?
How fast?
Can you hear me in the back now?
Pat, you go start swinging that thing around like Axel or Mick Jagger or something?
I can do it, buddy.
I bet you.
That would make for a good show.
It would make for a good show.
I'm not balling this Diet Miller over here right now. It's awful hard.
Call in sick. Get you some. I can't.
We'll get you no noodles.
And that Diet Miller's not going to pay the bills.
Well, that's true.
This is very true. Neither is this.
There is peanut butter available, okay? And jelly. And jelly. And jelly.
Now you're talking his language.
All right, I guess we need to thank 41 for letting us do it here tonight, and thanks for the 10 people that showed up. Thanks, guys. We know there was 10 people listening to the show, and they all showed up.
And they sounded like 20 people. That was amazing.
Jesse's really loud.
Hey, for whatever it's worth, y'all are a good-looking bunch of people, too.
Great looking crowd. Great looking crowd. Especially you.
I've been thinking about working
With some
out.
nice hair.
He's like Samson.
He is. Is it power in your hair, Drink Jones?
There he is.
Oh yeah, if I can't handle this heckling y'all too bad, because this is gonna happen.
There he is.
Just don't throw shit at us. Appreciate it.
I'd like to say that Paul Shelton's beard is pimp nasty.
You know, I was gonna call him out later, but doesn't he look like Bo Cephas?
He looks like Bo Cephas.
He looks like he could make a good mini barn.
You think so?
I think so.
Can you bowl?
Oh, now he's throwing shit.
And now we have the first form of talk.
If you're gonna throw something, throw big.
Money.
Most calm natured guy in here is Paul ain't those shit.
Jomish, that's right.
He's Jomish.
Yes, thanks Becca and Yvonne for letting us do this here.
Appreciate it, 41. So now let's let Jason tell the story that he rudely interrupted.
No, he was talking when I was talking to everybody.
No, dude, he wasn't loud enough and we shut him down.
Get back to the
Pay attention.
asshole.
You missed that part.
Oh,
See?
Audrey, she's like her dad. She has a little,
How old is Audrey?
she's underage. She doesn't need to be doing that sort of stuff. And she needs to work on her filtration.
Where did she get that from?
Her mother.
That's right. St. Wendy. She gets it from St. Wendy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, about 19 years ago, fortunately 19 years ago, I married a nun. So, you know, sometimes when the filter comes off, you know, being married to a nun.
We love you, Nun.
Yeah, we do love
Is that
you.
why she's not here?
No, I really don't know.
She think you embarrassed
I
her?
sold her on eBay free shipping.
They're getting up there with Amazon that free shipping.
No returns.
As is. No
All
warranty.
sales are final.
God dang.
Transmission leaks a little fluid.
You better be careful.
She leaks a little oil here and there, but
You put in like Lucas stuff.
you know, once you pump the carburetor a little bit, you know, get that old thing going, you know, she'll come here. She'll fire up. She'll fire up.
Fire up.
Damn good thing she's not here. Yeah. So what's this about hibiscus trees in Panama City?
Perfect timing.
I keep hearing this. What's going on with that, man?
I drank too much.
The end.
That's a riveting story, David.
Cool story, man.
I drank too much. Yeah, we go to the beach. We go to the beach. There's a significant crowd goes down every fall break, and usually it starts on the beach about 9 o'clock in the morning. We sometimes Bub will come by the room. We'll get into the Bloody Marys and get started a little early. And you know, there's nothing like sausage and eggs, and bacon, and Bloody Marys in the morning on the beach. You know,
That
so.
is right. Correct.
We get in those pretty early, and then we get down on the beach about 9 o'clock, and you know, there's something about the heat and the sand and Diet Budweisers and all the fun that goes on. It's kind of like one of those things. Really, what happens at the beach stays at the beach, you know. But it was one of those things that we talking about.
Like this one.
Yeah, you know, I just got down, man. I mean, you know, I kind of lost my balance.
Yeah.
And I found myself, I like Bush.
Yeah.
You know,
American Bill does not, right?
You know, and it just kind of leaked out, you know, that evening. And there's been some times, and Bubba's got a sand monster story he could probably tell you. You know, we were singing Rocky Top, and what was it? Was that right after UT beat Georgia a couple years ago?
It was. That was on the Hail Marys.
Yes, it was. And Sand Monster reached up and grabbed Bubba by the leg, and that was his epic going down moment.
Yeah, I stepped in a hole. There's holes down there.
Yeah.
You try to dance, and you know you move over. You step in a hole, you ain't got nowhere to go but down.
Bubba don't like hoes.
The thing about it
Bubba loves
was,
hoes.
Bubba recovered in one step. And I
We
was
don't
back
like them
up.
hoes.
So we out the door.
That's right.
So what did you do to hibiscus tree? What happened? Did it grab you? Did it?
He made love to it.
Did it touch you in places you
I wanted to lay down.
Come on,
He did.
You deflower the flower?
I deflowered the flower. Yep, it's I had a little buck and rubbing around up in there, you know, it's missing some bark. Leaves scratched out from underneath it. I had help getting up, I had good help, you know, made it to bed, and the next morning was a new day, and we did it all over again, except I stayed upright.
Did you smoke afterwards? No? Hey, man. Look at this. Fashion
Look what
is
the
always.
cat drug
Everybody.
in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where you been?
Working some things out.
Work some things out. You had to go to the bathroom, didn't you?
Was there a swing set nearby, Johnny?
Don't be mad because you can't do it. No, everybody pull off shit over kids when he said it. With dignity.
There was no dignity.
There was no dignity.
Parking it.
We parked in it.
Let me guess, y'all didn't take any spots to figure out what's showing up?
That's exactly correct.
Well, that's 7 bucks in here. Grab a chair, son.
Bring it on, Johnny
There's a
Lowry.
bunch of them. Go take Paul's.
Yeah, I'd like to
Yeah, the
see
biggest fucker
that.
in the room. That sounds smart.
He'll
Well, I'll
throw
take a
something.
hot.
All right. Another thing somebody told me to ask you about umpires. Did you used to umpire?
A time or two.
Yeah. What happened?
Church league's killer league.
Is it?
Georgia Beer League.
And what happened? Why are you no longer umpiring?
I got a real job.
That's what he told the umpire behind the plate, is that He used to do it, but he got a real job.
That's close. Your smell was just drawing me in.
It's those onion rings, man. It's those onion rings Joe Mickey cooked in the back.
Well, they good.
Delicious. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the mac and cheeseburger was real good. Onion rings were delicious. Yep, I'd highly recommend it.
Good. So, so you got a real job. You quit umpire.
Quit umpiring, got a real job.
I'd say church league doesn't pay very much, does it?
You know, church league, it's probably one of the dirtiest leagues I think you could play in, you know.
Up to me and Eli played in one.
Everybody, you know, you get together before the game starts, everybody's praying, it's all fellowship and everything. Then within two pitches into the game, everybody's going to kill each other.
Tim Wilson, you should say the same thing.
Yeah.
Church league, softball, fist fight.
Yeah.
So, Bubby,
True
you got,
story.
You got some stories about some umpiring that happened last week, huh?
You gonna get me fired up?
Get fired up. Come on, Bubba.
Fire it
Do
up.
it.
So here's what. So I'm watching Atlanta Braves Tuesday night, and here's a replay. So here's a play at home where the umpire calls Johan Camargo out at home plate. So they go to the replay booth in New York. So to protect their own, they hold it up. So they show the replay on the screen at the stadium and on TV, which clearly shows his hand coming across home plate, and then the tag is made. So he's clearly safe. So to protect their own, in New York, they held it up, and they called him out. Okay? And you know what? Throw the shit away. Throw it away. Throw it away now. All right? If you can't get replay to do any better than that, then throw it away and go back to the human element of umpire. Because it clearly shows the guy's hand coming across home plate, and then the tag is made. All right? If you're worried about holding up your own umpire, then throw the shit away. Throw it away. Throw it away now.
How much
Get rid
money
of it.
was involved?
It's no good.
Was there enough money involved? Was this a game changer?
Oh, absolutely. The ball game goes into extra innings, and the Braves lose. Okay. The play is if the play was called correctly and he was safe, the Braves win on a walk-off home run in the ninth inning. Clearly safe. Okay. Throw it away. Get rid of it. If you're worried about holding up your own in New York, then throw it away.
Throw the shit out.
Throw it away.
Throw it away.
That's liberalism at its finest right there.
We don't throw it away, we recycle it.
You know, screw it.
And this was your public service announcement brought to you by Bubba.
Spade's a spade, right, Kent Davis?
State law.
So did you throw a bunch of shit that night?
Sometimes they're Dominican.
Yeah, I did.
You did?
I did.
Can your wife?
Test.
Yeah, she may have already be gone.
She's probably hiding because we start talking about umpires.
She didn't want to listen to this shit if I was involved, so she probably just,
Well,
she probably exited stage left.
let's go back just a second. Let's go back just a second. How long have you been watching sports?
Probably
And you played
as long as
sports.
you've been alive.
And you played sports.
Yes.
I've coached with Eli. We've all been involved in sports. Have you noticed a significant difference, a decline in the way that the officiating in the game, how they're doing? Because I have.
Absolutely. Now, let me go a step farther. There are no consequences for an umpire, okay? Now, think about this. Umpire gets a call wrong. All right, now let's back up. Let's say you're getting paid to play ball. All right, there's a few of us here that can say that. It might be very little, but there's some of us here that can say that. So let's say that you're involved in a game-changing play and you make a mistake. There are consequences for that mistake, all right? Whether it be as simple as you getting pulled out of the game or you winning or losing that game. Because back in the day, and there's several of us here that has played, winning and losing is winning and losing. It's all about winning and losing. In other words, like Herm Edwards said, you play to win the game, okay? So there's a consequence. If you
play to win the game.
Thank you. All right. So if you make a bad play and that play makes a difference in the game and you lose the game, to me that's a consequence. All right. So take an umpire for example. Umpire blows a call. What's his? All right?
Emotional pain.
Then he's an asshole.
Bullshit.
You don't know what he's going
Ask
through,
Aubrey.
you know?
Just ask Audrey.
Bullshit.
He doesn't make the World Series team.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's your good one. Good one. All right?
He's
That's
still
about the
gonna
best answer you can give right there. He doesn't make the World
I
Series.
mean, have y'all not noticed a significant difference
There are
in the
no
way?
consequences.
I mean, it's gone south. Really, it has. And I think a lot of it is basically integrity. And I think that's kind of what we're looking at in general as a whole. I mean, nobody gives a shit anymore.
There's no consequences for an umpire. None.
Yeah, but you can't blame losing a ball game on him, because that close umpire made a big difference. You wasn't that damn good to win.
Well, the hell, I can't blame him.
I'm just taking the opposite side with it. You know what I mean? People are like, that was a terrible call. We was down by 8. We almost could have had a comeback. It's like, oh gosh.
Yeah, but his point is if you're going to do a job, do it right.
That's exactly
And do it
That's right.
correctly. If you're not going to
That's
do
right.
it, if you're not going to do it right, you just don't do it.
I feel like
Look,
you're
I know
saying
a
you
little thing about
can't make
mistakes,
mistakes, and I feel like mistakes are gonna happen.
If it's the human
That's why we
element and
have
it
the
involves
tape.
my kids, that's one thing. Because obviously there's not replay.
Well, what I
Yeah, but there's not replay.
I'm
you put everything's replay. You know
You're
what I mean?
exactly
That's what
right.
he's saying.
I
If I
think
could have replay, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
basically what I'm seeing games being dictated. It's not just a bad call. I'm seeing umpires and referees dictating games, and that's my point. It's it's not. He made a bad call here and there. It's the obvious dictation of the game. Let the kids play.
Without going into detail, what age group are you talking about?
It's at every level. It's at every level. It's at every sport. And that's what gets me cranked up. Y'all got me excited. The other night, Westwood was playing, and the guy was. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Can you discuss?
Really, there's been so much of it that I've seen this year. I don't really know exactly. Eli may remember it, but. He's pretty thin-skinned because I didn't really say a whole lot, but he wanted to come over and he wanted to get a little lippy with me, and that's when things,
That's admitting fault.
It escalated.
When he's
It did
thin-skinned,
escalate. It did
that's
escalate.
admitting fault.
You get a little lippy with me, I'm gonna like you. Good time.
Yeah.
Can you go into detail?
Do you remember what it was? It's exactly what
It
it was a combination thing. It wasn't just one thing. It was the build-up through the entire night. Westwood was playing at home. Oh yeah. She was. That's right. She was leaving early.
She was leaving early, and Jason took it upon himself to say, Blue, why don't you wake up and get out of la 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 land? Over and over and over.
There again, he was asleep at the wheel, dude. I want him to see what's going on,
He's been an asshole.
He's been an asshole.
Now, let me turn that around for you just a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm not taking up for the umpire here.
That means you're fixing to take up for it.
As a coach for the other team, you tell your players,
Leave early.
you leave early because they will call you out.
That's exactly what he told him. That's exactly what they said. And the thing about it is, throughout the game, through the entire game, they were on his case as well. I mean, but he was of the age. He wasn't a young guy. He was of the age that you would think that the integrity would have been there, because he should have seen, this changing, because it's not there. The officiating is not there as it once was.
So the competitive side of the other coach says, you ride with
Right.
us as long as you ride with it until they call you out.
Hey, we should have been doing the same thing. Just
Absolutely.
I agree.
Okay.
What's next week's
Yeah, man.
episode of Angry Bubba gonna be? I need to know.
What are you going to be mad at next
I
week?
triggered 3 of y'all.
I mean, you guys just went to town.
Sports
It doesn't take
brings out the worst. Sports brings out the worst or the best of everybody. It doesn't matter. And especially if you got your kids involved. If your kids involved, it's a whole different level.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, oh, just leave him alone. Last game, my coach, I got kicked out of, walked out of the park. Like, sir, we're going to escort you.
They walked you out of the park?
They escorted me out of the park.
Well, it really doesn't surprise me.
Apparently, I have some issues.
Yeah, I was involved in sports all weekend long. Mother's Day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday basketball and travel ball.
Why do they do that on Mother's Day?
We play yellow.
It's not a
Mother's
I saw more
Day.
ejections this last weekend than I had in the last several years.
What the hell's wrong with people? What's wrong with y'all? People.
hateful.
Yeah, what's wrong with y'all, Johnny? Why y'all get kicked out and shit?
It's the beards.
Don't ask me. I'm going to be my therapist right now.
This is your therapy right now, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it working? Well, I'm sorry I triggered you.
You want me to give you another?
No,
Or
we
you want
don't.
to move on?
Let's move
Go back to
on.
that. I gotta ask him something. You like sports? What kind of sports? I'm talking to you, Bear Patton.
I love sports.
He knows me.
I love sports. I used to like the NFL until they started taking a knee.
That's just one idiot. It wasn't everybody.
Man, it turned into a bunch of idiots.
That was Kaepernick.
We're really,
Colin Kaepernick.
we're really smart to begin with.
These coaches don't run.
You like NBA?
No.
No?
No. I'd rather watch
We
paint
have a
dry.
question from the audience.
Yeah, I have a question. Has anybody on the panel ever personally been ejected from a Major League Baseball game?
Have
I
you?
didn't play for the majors. I didn't
No,
make
I didn't mean as a player. You could be a spectator.
Have you?
I have.
What the hell did you do? What'd you do?
You're
Well,
out.
it was close. It
My
almost
boy!
Did you show him the Uncle Dunkle?
You know, I did a lot of stuff. It was at Wrigley Field.
Wrigley.
Field.
Go Cubs.
Cubbies.
did. You gotta do some jacked up shit to get kicked out of Wrigley Field, man.
Duh,
Well,
Cubs.
they were playing the Cardinals who.
Travis's
You're a
team.
Cub fan.
That's Travis's team.
No, that's my team. I'm a St. Louis fan.
Okay.
I just threw up in my
Remember
mouth.
Tom Pagnazzi?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got to the game, it was in April, okay, and it was about 30 damn degrees. And we had a few beers on the way up there. It took us about 3 hours to get there on the charter bus.
Did you go to Murphy's? Did you go to Murphy's before the game?
Huh?
Did you go to Murphy's before the
We
game?
went to Murphy's, we went to whatever was open.
Yes.
The Billy Goat, everything. We got there and the Cardinals were out doing batting practice and Pagnazzi was playing tennis with somebody. I get down to the front row and I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Keeping up foreign relations.
Yeah. So
Go
then
Cubs.
That's it?
He comes up to the stand and we start getting into an argument, you know. Well, then I meandered off. About the 7th inning, I was clear up in the upper deck. I think I claim somebody shoved me. I think a Cardinal fan shoved me.
Oh, you love the deck?
Probably
I
so.
fell down a flight of concrete steps.
That could have been grabbing you in the beard.
Next thing I knew, I was under Wrigley Field in a room that I didn't know existed.
Damn, dude.
They did
My
that,
boy, Mike D.
Alcatraz under Wrigley Field.
did that body cavity search.
With the cops, they told me that I was going to leave the field or leave the stadium, and if I tried to re-enter, then I would be arrested. Well, my wife was somewhere there in the park. I didn't have any idea. They asked me if I was with the group, and I said, yeah. And they said, where are they sitting? I said, I don't have any idea.
And they weren't going to own up to it, but like, he's with us. Okay, I don't know him.
So I ended up reuniting with the group after the game, and needless, I've been married 32 years. That was the worst argument I've ever had in my life. 32 years.
My boy,
How
Mike
you think about it though? I mean, the sports in general, that gets you, you're either way up here, one way or the other. I mean, that gets you going if you like sports. I mean, yelling at, who yells at the TV besides me? You know, you catch yourself yelling at the TV, it's the TV. The TV can't hear.
That was a great story. He almost got kicked out of Turner Field.
Yeah, it turns out you can't smoke at Turner Field.
Yeah.
Who knew you couldn't? You know, I don't smoke anymore, but when I did, if people are sitting next to you that don't like smoke, they will ask you to put your cigarette out at Turner Field. They sure will.
I'm gonna need a menu. Excuse me, waitress, I'm gonna need a menu.
Tip your servers.
I was kicked out of a titty bar. They actually rolled me out in an office chair.
You got kicked out. They rolled you out.
They rolled me out in an office chair.
Why? I don't want to know. Never mind.
If you spend enough money, you get to keep the office chair.
Hang on,
You went kicked out.
It's a free gift with
Make
purchase.
sure the statute of
Statute
limitations
of
is up.
limitations is up.
It's a long story, but yeah, I ended up going out in an office chair.
Oh my God. How did I know about this?
I don't know.
I lived it.
Probably because I was embarrassed myself.
You're talking about a fight with your wife. Leave her at the CMA fest to go to a titty bar with your stepbrother.
No, man, that's
That's not a
that's
good
solid gold right
That's a
there.
long ride home. I'll
We
just
can watch
tell
a
you.
dude singing boots or see somebody naked.
You left your
Even if it's
wife
another dude, as long as somebody's
at
naked,
the
I'm watching.
CMA festival to go to a titty bar with this idiot?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Did you have a good time? Did you have a good time?
All right.
Besides, I was getting
I
jacked.
was told to go with him. You need to go with him. He's drunk. I'm like, because I know what's about to happen, and it's not going to be a good ending. They insisted that I go with him, so I went with the moron.
Is that true?
This is very
That's
true.
pretty bad. Like, look, you go chaperone this idiot.
And I said no.
They know you were going to the titty bar, and they wanted you to go with him.
No, I think we're
Well,
going
I
downtown.
mean, yeah, I don't think he said, hey, I'm going to a titty bar. Go with
He
me.
might be like, hey, we're gonna go downtown.
Which titty bar? I gotta know.
Crazy Horse.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, so this hasn't been too long ago then.
Not long enough. Not long enough. Yeah, so anyway, let's not bring that up anymore. But
The Crazy Horse.
See, my wife's a good that shit. I'm gonna hold up what she's in.
You're fucking playing with me right now. I asked for the menu. Me. I needed
share
the
the
menu.
menu, she said.
I said, what does
Holy
Johnny want
shit.
instead of menu?
I was being a smart ass because you still ain't brought me a menu.
Service with a smile.
Thanks, Johnny. Fuck off. I don't want anything now. I was ordering shit from you now.
Language. This is not
Brandon,
taste.
no, I'm talking about titty bars. Now hush.
The Crazy Horse.
Pure gold.
Who was
Crazy Horse.
special that night, by the way?
I couldn't tell you, but I will tell you
Stormy
this.
Daniels.
That if you have your phone on, maybe.
Stormy.
If you have your phone on the ringer and not on vibrate, you will not hear the 37 phone calls that your wife makes to you while you're in sex.
It's easier to just turn your phone off.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Was there like one voicemail left? I mean,
There were
did she
zero
do- oh, no voice. Oh, that's
No.
it.
I'm surprised not end up naked on the stage.
No voice.
no voicemail.
Sometimes that can spell trouble.
Yeah,
Hey,
it is.
Eli.
Hey,
Why? You said you needed to go with this guy?
absolutely.
The guy's
And I
an
brought this
moron.
up. I brought this up. I said, you told me to go with him. Just like she said, you go tonight. I did. I did what she asked me to do. I thought I was being a good husband.
Golden then, as far as I can see.
Yeah,
That's
one
why it
would
went
think
out.
that's a man's perspective. Let's ask some of these ladies. I bet they would disagree with you.
You're doing a good deed. Such a good
I
brother.
was. I was trying to help the man.
Yeah, but sometimes I've learned in my 19 years that what they tell you to do is really right opposite of what they mean. And you got to be smarter than that.
I've never been known for my smarts. I'll just say that.
I mean, I'm just saying, there are consequences and repercussions.
There are.
Says the guy that looks like Eric Church. He's gonna take. He's got his Eric Church starter kit on here.
He does, except for the pink pants. Salmon. There's salmon with an L. Salmon. Salmon. Like a sour pink man.
Say again?
You got pink breeches?
Salmon.
Not
Speaking
on now,
of-
but do you own a pair?
I guarantee he has a salmon pair of britches.
Of course.
Yeah, he's from Pelham. They don't wear
I mean, I
salmon.
don't wear underwear, so I mean, I'm just saying.
I've got some pink Zubas in my car that my wife would love for me to wear right now.
Your wife is leaving.
She's been saying that for years.
You don't like the Zubas? Zubas is awesome. Y'all got made famous by Donnie Baker. Wearing the Zubas. Yeah,
Local celebrity, Bubba Whitsett.
that's right.
Not everybody can pull the boombox off, though. I can't.
boombox.
I can pull the, what is it, salmon shorts?
Salmon.
Somebody pull the football.
Jorts.
George. Yeah, I feel like that's an opinion.
Get some Jordans.
They're easy to make. All you need is some scissors and some jeans.
You gotta have a, you
All
gotta
you need
have
is poverty, no dignity.
you gotta have a couple
With
inches
your
of
parents,
pocket
you do.
showing when you cut them off, though. I mean, you know,
What, hey, don't, what?
couple inches.
Oh, that's eight.
George, inspired by the trademark.
That's eight.
That's
Oh, yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Right. Your girl's not really good at math, can't really take measure.
Nah.
Your girl
Told
do.
him this is 10 inches for a while.
Well, I can't pair them apart.
Eli Bubbles has, he needs a beard.
Get on a foot. Tooth?
Yeah, buddy.
You're welcome. It's my
You
pleasure.
told me something yesterday that was really bothering you. You wanna,
It's not yours.
no, it's his. What does Yanny and Laurel?
It's
do?
Laurel.
Oh my God.
Laurel?
Laurel.
Laurel?
It's
Yanny?
Yanny.
Laurel.
I got this long text from Tooth and it was a lot of profanity, he was pissed.
I've seen
What the hell are we talking about?
All I know is they've got both of them in there. And they're trying to trick you.
It's this thing on Facebook.
And it's all about your pitch, what pitch you can hear. And they said older people, younger people can hear higher pitch in most,
But
but
then
it's
they
not
can also-
necessarily. Like Kim can hear both.
My
Like,
mom
what kind of
can hear
superhero shit is that?
Well, Kim, glory be to Kim. She's a
That
superhero.
is true. That is
Have
true.
y'all seen this Yanny and Laurel thing?
I mean, it's viral.
It's Yanny.
Do they have pills for it yet?
Is it like the
a
pink
rash?
dress, blue dress shit? Probably.
You know, and the thing about it is, I checked that out today because I couldn't figure out what the madness about it was. And then I thought after I did, I thought, damn, I just did that. Why? Why did I just do that? Damn, why did I do that? That was the stupidest thing.
Because you're an asshole.
I know.
That's
I
fine.
felt like an asshole after I did it. I was like, why?
Jay
I mean,
Dawson
is
in the house.
this is all we have on Facebook? Is this all we have as entertainment? Just whether something is Lanny or Jarl or whatever it is?
Or is the dress white or pink or blue or fuchsia or whatever the fuck they are. Alright. Who's heard Yanny?
Yanny!
Y'all are wrong.
Two people.
Thank you.
Really?
Two
That's
people and
it?
y'all are wrong.
I'm a unicorn.
Yanny or Laura, what'd
You're a
you get?
unicorn.
You're wrong.
Hey, look, there's a purple guy just entered the building.
Oh,
We got Yanny.
he's got some real long chocolate.
Laurel. Who doesn't give a fuck?
Me. Yeah, now we're talking.
That's the
That's what
winner.
I was saying. I could not believe I was doing this because, like, who the hell cares?
Yeah.
Laurel.
It's a dictionary soundbite.
We're just all assholes then. I'm surrounded by assholes.
You don't know what we're talking
I have
about.
no idea what you're talking
All
about.
right,
I was busy
Eli,
reading a book.
There's that.
Eli's still at the Crazy Horse. Y'all gonna have to enlighten him.
Actually, I'm on the ride home.
No,
I'm still on the ride home.
You know, a buddy of mine got puked on at Crazy Horse one time. By a guy who looked like Larry Flint.
Speaking of puking, I had Justin's uncle, Justin McIntosh, his uncle Mike.
Justin McIntosh?
Yeah, he puked in my car in a bag. He
Oh,
spit up.
that's a great story right there. I heard that.
Yeah, excuse me, I spit out on the way back from Wrigley Field. We didn't get to go to the bottom room, but we almost got kicked out. Yeah, his uncle Mike, I see him wrestling around. I'm drunk as crap, so I'm in the passenger seat. Justin's driving, and I see Uncle Mike. He's wrestling around in the back, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" And he goes, "Oh, excuse me, I spit up." I'm like, "You did what?" He's like, "Excuse me, I spit up." So anyway, Justin's uncle had a little spattle in my car. And
You know there when Bull kept driving me back inside his house? You know, his mom back in the floor every morning at 5 o'clock. We get in there and I'm drunk. I'm trying to crawl out the window, the door. And every time I get close to the door, I get in my mouth, he grabs my leg and pulls me back in. He thinks I'm just crawling out to be gone. I'm going. And I got to the door the second time, he pulled me and just went all over. He's like, "Why'd you puke on the floor?" I'm like, "Why'd you keep dragging me in?"
Bradley, didn't you puke in your car one time? And the girl said, "Did you just throw up?" And you said, "No." One
I threw up on at the bar.
Okay.
Bob Slaughter was playing.
Oh, okay. Threw up under my Slaughter was playing.
Did you still close the deal though? That's impressive if you did.
Well, I was trying to make my way. I was trying to lean over the bar to throw up in the garbage can. She put her hand over my mouth, so it was her fault. She just let me go.
Well, that's what she gets.
That's right.
Yeah. Go watch Slaughter and get puked on.
Coming from the man who threw up in the backseat of his car in a parking section.
Yeah, and she said, "Did you just throw up?" No.
No, I did not. Let's make out.
And then the next day we get in the car, we're Bradley, what's this shit in your back seat? Oh, sorry.
Don't be embarrassed. Everybody's thrown up while making out with a chick.
Forgot about that. When you said that, it took me a second.
I took a shit hanging from a kid's swing set. All right.
It's behind my garage. Terrible. Wild tooth.
You know, everybody has a moment.
I've had several.
Don't eat hot dogs before.
Or ever.
That hurts. Really fine blowing chunks.
So you don't like sports? Do you? No NBA? You don't like Jordan? Michael Jordan?
No, I'm not a big basketball fan. You know, this year, last year, my youngest daughter, the one that has the potty mouth sometimes, she played for Justin. Last year, Audrey played for you, Justin. Year before, 2 years ago, she's played. So she's really on her. She's kind of starting to step her game up a little bit. She's starting to play a little AAU travel ball. But I never have been an NBA fan. No, I haven't.
Well,
It's not my style.
He's from Grundy County.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I see where he's going with this already, don't y'all?
See your dad like once a week. Come get the card.
He's a hog. Hang on.
So the Jordan versus LeBron thing is still going on.
Why is this even a discussion?
I have no idea why this is a damn discussion.
Because there's old people and young people.
That's right. That's what
No,
I'm
there's
saying.
right people and wrong people. Is
I
what it
agree,
is.
and that's old people are right, the young people are wrong.
Yeah.
Just pretty much like
They don't know any better.
It's kind of like North Carolina and Duke. I mean, you know.
Yeah, seriously, go Duke. What have you done? Go Devils.
Show's over.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, we wake him up.
Quit
You know.
poking the beast.
He's already pissed off on umpires.
Are you watching yourself on Facebook? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Say it
See
to
how
my
I'm
face.
looking?
So yeah, Isaiah Thomas actually said he would pick LeBron over Michael.
Bullshit. That's because Michael didn't let him on the damn Olympic team.
That's exactly right,
He's
Chad.
holding a grudge.
Exactly right. Yeah, I thought after a week it would go away. It's getting worse. People are like, you haven't done
The
LeBron.
fact-
Dennis Payne, ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Payne.
Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Dennis.
Are those joints?
Holy shit.
As Donnie was saying, the fact remains Jordan is 20 times better than LeBron ever. I still don't know why this discussion still
The
keep going.
fact remains that the point was made last week when we talked about
LeBron
this.
James, this is easy. Let's start with the simple question. Who would you rather give the ball to if you needed a basket? Michael Jordan led the NBA in scoring 10 times.
No, Johnny,
LeBron
that's you.
James has done it once.
I would give you that.
How about when it mattered most? Michael Jordan had 38 40-point games in the playoffs. LeBron has 22 in 46 more games and counting.
46.
Michael Jordan scored under 20 only 6 times in his playoff career, 179 playoff games. LeBron has scored under 20 8 times in just the finals. MJ never scored under 20 in the finals.
Hello.
And how about when you need to get a stop? Michael Jordan won the NBA Defensive Player of the Year once and was on the All-Defensive Team 9 times. LeBron James has never won the Defensive Player of the Year, made All-Defense 6 times.
How many times?
And how about winning time?
Don't interrupt.
Michael Jordan never lost in the finals 6-0.
Never.
LeBron has lost 5 times, has been swept, and lost 2 series after being up 2 games to 1.
Scottie
And finally,
I said yeah.
Michael Jordan is the Babe Ruth of basketball. All-time talents like LeBron, Kobe, KD, AI, they've all grown up wearing Michael's number or imitating his game, trying, wanting to be like Mike. The best of the best will always be measured against Jordan, now and 50 years from now.
I'm done.
Well done, baby.
Bubba is pissed off and done.
Proud of you, Bubba.
Oh, he's correct.
Those are
Absolutely.
just stats. It's just the facts.
You can't argue with
Just
statistics.
the facts, man. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why they're still talking about it. It's about
Hey,
the
if I were going to watch basketball again, I would definitely want to watch Jordan play.
Yeah, right.
You know, I do remember Pippen, you know, Jordan, the whole Chicago Bulls fans back in the day.
Stockton.
Do you like hockey?
A little bit,
Little
but you know,
bit?
So-
the Bears really good at hockey arena.
$9 a pop. Oh,
Yeah, but they're big.
they are big.
Yeah, but the press took
They're like
freaking
the
shit
super
last week. That was
stovepipes,
terrible.
stovepipers of mega beers.
Okay. 25.
25 plus
Get that
30,
extra for
yes.
free.
Yeah. It's that extra ounce that
No
does
charge.
it.
No charge.
Hey, Joe, what's the count right now on Jets and Las Vegas?
Las Vegas won last night.
What's the count right now? Wow.
The Caps is what they're playing right now.
All right, Jason, have you ever listened to the show? You can
Listen,
say-
I'm a podcast virgin, Dave. I mean, this is
Nobody
it for
hears the
me.
end of this show. What are you talking about?
No, there's 10 people here.
That's when I get to say what I want. Nobody listens.
Take them home.
Yeah. Yeah, raise your hand if you ever listened to the show before. 4.
Four people.
You've never raised your hand.
Raise your hand if you enjoyed it.
before, I know you have.
No, we don't want to know that.
So you don't know the
Five.
questions we've asked people that come on, right?
He has no idea.
All right, I'll wait till the big question at the end. I'll let Johnny answer. He gets mad when I ask it.
He gets really emotional.
Give me a piece of paper. I can already write down his answers. I can.
No right or wrong. It's all you, brother.
Well, no, the last question, there is a right or wrong answer. But,
There is a right or wrong.
yeah, and Johnny's wrong. What is your top 5 favorite bands of all time?
Eric Church.
Oh, man.
It's a band.
I take them.
Who's this guy behind me, man, with the Eric Church jokes? He's
I
not
am your
funny.
conscience.
No, you're not.
That shirt is extra medium.
He's something we have to put up with for the
Are you
time.
serious? Where'd y'all find this guy? Like
The gutter.
Swanee?
He's a Swanesian.
This is a Swanesian behind me.
I was hiking, planting flowers. and found
Hugging trees.
it. I I wouldn't hug him. I'd make love to him.
Oh, man. You know, what's Angel Skinner's brother's name?
Tom Bonner?
Leonard? Leonard Skinner? I like Leonard Skinner. That's one of my favorites.
All right.
No.
Are they five?
Huh?
Are they five? Are you going from five?
You want my five? Are you want my five favorite bands?
Yes.
No, man.
Yes. It's a gun to your head question, but I ask everybody.
You know, big GNR fan, obviously. I do like Skinner.
It's on his hat. You can't see it because it's backwards.
You know, man, I tell you, I don't know that I could really narrow it all down to five. There's this group that's called Shuffle. Man, they do a lot of cover stories. I listen to it. You know, they play Bon Jovi, and they do good covers of Bon Jovi.
That's the button you push when you want to.
What you say, Shuffle?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shuffle button.
I got you. So that's not really a band.
Shuffle. I like Shuffle.
That's a good answer.
That's the best.
Well, I mean, you asked me what I like on the radio. It's Shuffle.
But surprisingly enough, that may be the most
Best fucking answer I've heard in my
educated
life.
answer I've ever heard.
Shuffle.
Is that
Shuffle's the band.
is that like 30 minutes from us?
Yeah.
What's it? Say it again.
Shuffle.
Say it one more time.
Shuffle.
That's 30 minutes from us.
Is that where Flat Creek's at?
Black Creek.
Oh, Flat Creek
If
Mall.
there's anybody else, about the third shuffle, I was like, oh, really? Shuffle.
No, I didn't get it. I was the first. I'm like, I didn't get it. So, who else you got?
I haven't been shuffling.
Guns N' Roses, you know, I tell you, one of the best shows I've ever seen was definitely this past year. I got to take my 13-year-old daughter. We went on the front row and watch Axl and Guns N' Roses. I mean, that was pretty cool. That's some cool stuff right there. Yep, and I mean, that's one of my all-time favorites, I guess. Fleetwood Mac puts on an excellent show. I love Fleetwood Mac. I like a little lead for the head, you know, give me some Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. I'm an old schooler, man. I mean, you know, this stuff going on today is not music to me, it's noise, you know, and, but I'm an old schooler. I like the rock and roll, but there's your answer.
Whatever. If you're a Zeppelin fan, you should check out Greta Van Fleet.
Yep. What's that one that I heard on the radio?
Safari song.
Yes, the Safari song. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, there's some stuff that's pretty interesting on this new stuff. I'm not thumbing my nose to it. Don't get me wrong.
I agree with you. Most of it's crap, but that it really brings back the history. It reminds me of listening to Robert Plant and Jimmy Page.
You know, and I think that really tells. That's what you know. If you can keep cranking out albums, that's worthy. But
They
these
don't
little,
have albums anymore.
yeah, let's go back to vinyl.
Mixtapes.
Hey, you know, and speaking of Guns N' Roses, I mean, you know, they're doing this whole new thing now, and they're actually putting some vinyl. You can buy some package deals with them. They're putting some old vinyl, some old artwork and stuff. It's expensive. I know, man, but you're talking $1 grand.
You only got one opportunity.
I know, man. I know. You know,
Once in a lifetime. 4,500.
Where you go to keep one arms?
Brand new. Never heard.
Granny.
Hey, I know. I'm with you on it.
GNR for you.
I know.
Put your panties on, Granny.
I mean, records are coming back. The hipsters are bringing them back.
Hey, I tell you what, man. I miss the old 8 tracks. You know what? As they mentioned, I am from Grundy County. I've got a lot of back roads riding. There wasn't a whole lot to do when I was growing up, but you know, Daddy had this old Cutlass, and it had a V8 in it, and
Somebody got a pen. He's writing a country song right now.
it had an 8-track in it. And you know, unless you have ridden the back roads of Pelham Valley with
They won't let me come back if I go there.
hey, we listen to the 8-track. George Jones, Merle Haggard, Conway Twitty. I mean, that's living right there. You know, and beer tastes, for some reason, beer tastes a lot better doing that than it does, you know.
I have an 8-track player.
Yeah.
I got it. It's like Freddie Fender and
Who does? I have a pager at home.
I'm just so damn tired of rewinding, though. I mean, that's the
Regular old
thing.
technology.
Best part of an 8-track, when you get to the end, you gotta flip her over.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. But you know, that's the thing. You know, you go talk about basketball, about who's better, Kobe or whatever. You know, kids today, you flip an 8-track out in front of them and ask them what it is.
Is that a Nintendo
They don't have any idea what it is. You know.
What's this do?
Yeah.
Where's the on button?
Yeah, but I can tell you though, they're little Einsteins when it comes to this modern technology, because I have to, you know, seek help from either or my daughters on how to operate some of these apps. You know.
All right, so out of those bands you named, you got any favorite? What's your favorite song?
Oh man, you know, Sweet Child of Mine, it's an all-time favorite. Rhiannon, Gold Dust Woman with Fleetwood Mac, those are two good ones. You know, like I said, I have such a great appreciation for that style of music. It's really hard for me to say I've got one all-time favorite, but I guess if you really pressed me on it, it'd be Sweet Child of Mine.
Sweet Child of Mine,
Yeah.
We're pressing you, that's what we're doing.
Get
Gun to your
it,
head, you gotta answer this.
I got you. Sweet Child of Mine.
Like being pressed? Yeah.
Full court press.
God dang,
You got the right
Pressing
guy.
on his neck.
All right, so this
Johnny, you're freaking me out.
I got this phobia thing, that like personal space thing.
Yeah, well, he's fucked that
He's
all.
violated. I feel
It's like somebody
violated.
told me that
I
before
feel
I got here. Don't take
violated.
advantage of it.
Well, you're sitting in front of the wrong person.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Tooth or Johnny, you ask him the question we ask everybody, because apparently, Johnny asked him the question. We ask everybody.
Johnny Castle, dog.
If we went camping, would you tell anybody what I did? Or tried. I can't say I'll be successful.
Okay, I'll
Be
answer.
charming though.
I've been camping with him in the entrance, no.
Hey, when that moonlight starts coming over the river,
No.
and I slip that stuff in your drink, it's on.
I don't care for swings.
Slippy McCosby.
Don't go camping. I'm still.
All right, I'll ask you. If you could be either one of these characters, which one'd you rather be? Johnny Castle, Dirty Dancing, or Dalton from Roadhouse?
Oh man, that'd be Dalton from Roadhouse.
That's right. That's the right answer.
Was there any doubt what he was gonna pick?
Wrong.
I was really hoping, man, you were hoping. I was really hoping for some Clint Eastwood, you know. So
Well, we've asked this.
He bust that window right out, Greg. Bust that window right out.
Where you gonna find a quarter glass for?
You can't. It ain't there. It ain't there.
He just broke it like he didn't give a shit.
That's the best answer ever. You ain't calling a parts store and get that damn quarter glass. It ain't happening, Bo.
You can't dance with them glass in the car. Okay.
Look, we've done 50-odd episodes of this show. We've asked it almost every time. 4 people have answered
The
Johnny.
correct answer,
The
Johnny
wrong
Castle.
And most of those
2 of them were guys, and the other 2 were girls. Those are the 2 guys right
I was
there.
trying to see why you're back, which is true.
I'll attest to that.
Roadhouse was a good movie.
I'm gonna touch my feminine side.
And Dirty Dancing's a good movie. All right, round of applause.
You just wrong.
Who would pick Dalton?
Well, yeah.
All right, who would pick Johnny Castle?
4 people.
1 in his back is off.
2 people. 2
In his back is really cool.
Who would rather wrestle
Women.
Okay, who
against the
has
women?
seen neither movie? Okay, well, somebody didn't clap.
They're like, these guys are, we're not just like this shit.
Yeah, some of these guys just
Now I know what the shitty band
We showed
feels
up,
like.
hell
It's
with
way
these
too
guys.
loud. You know what I mean? The shitty band's really loud. And
Yeah.
now the people look at them like, I wish you'd shut up.
Yeah, that's
So I can drink my beer and talk
We're
about
the
it.
loud, shitty band.
We're a loud shitty band.
I've always wanted to be a loud, shitty band.
Oh, we made it.
Yes.
Good job, Travis.
Think what I do.
We're the loud, shitty band at the bar.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Hey, we sucker these people to come in and watch us.
Suckers.
Proud of you, Eli.
Proud of you.
Proud of you.
So, Johnny, you got anything bothering you besides their normal shit?
What about you, Bub? You got anything bothering you?
Yeah, you had something else brewing over there a minute ago.
Yeah, it looked like you've been punched in the carotid artery.
Yeah.
Karate.
Now, didn't y'all 2 go see Donnie Baker and
The poor pistols.
Catfish?
Me?
Yeah.
No, they wanted me to go. I stood down.
You stood down?
Yeah. My liver, there was a liver
Was it
warning.
pissed off at you?
Yeah.
Chad Hatfield right over here and I
Yeah? How was
went and
that,
saw
Hatfield?
Catfish and
You sober?
Oh man, they got a pork burger right here.
I'll just give him the guy a chance.
Hey, how was we all know Donnie Baker's funny.
I'm sorry, Carney and Justin, right there, both of them. They went with us too. So there's 4 of us here. That,
What about me? Do I not count?
You didn't go with us
They
to
knew you get
catfish.
kicked out.
Oh, not catfish, I went and saw Donnie.
You went and
You're
saw
a Cubs
Donnie.
fan, you didn't count.
Yeah.
Not
I didn't get the text.
Have y'all seen the one where catfish is eating the Carolina Reapers?
Yes.
Yes.
That's Andrew's favorite one.
That was my first experience of seeing
Yeah.
catfish.
Mine too.
And it had to be, sorry man, it had to be at the time that a friend of mine grew Carolina Reapers. I worked with him. Now he texted me, I got the hottest peppers. Like, no, it's not hot, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
It's
I like
on it.
cayenne peppers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Like black pepper.
he the next year of him growing Carolina Reapers, he grew them next to the peppers that I like. Well, they kind of do things like
Hybrid going on?
inbreeding.
Yeah. That's a better word for that.
I'm not over that yet. But when I saw him down,
Can you say
is it
it's
2 or 3?
Bunch of 40-year-olds watching.
That was special.
Did it hurt coming out?
Yeah, he's special.
Special.
Did it hurt worse going in or coming out?
I was gonna say your butt's still pissed about it.
Listen, it cauterized everything down there.
Well, they was sewn shut, huh?
Cauterized.
Carter.
Like Superman?
She got bound up for a week or two, huh?
Yeah. I don't ever look at a cayenne pepper the same much as a Carolina Reaper.
Did you eat it or what?
You're damn right I ate it.
Well, I didn't know.
He's a man's man.
I understood from that point on my life what Scoville meant.
Yeah.
You look at that. You appreciate it. You respect it.
You're not a man, you
Scoville.
set your ass on fire.
Which Johnny has done.
Johnny's done that
Johnny's
with a
done
lighter.
I challenge anybody to eat a Carolina Reaper.
He choked you out, son?
Pass. Hard pass.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not happening, buddy.
I enjoy my bath.
Jason, you got a company now?
Southern Patriot Firearms.
Tell us about it.
Oh, it's a new little gig that I've got.
It's one of those liberal groups.
That's
Sounds like
That sounds wrong.
It's a very liberal organization.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll sell a gun to anybody.
Yeah, we're making America safe again, and yeah, that's a cool little thing I got going on. I've been wanting to do it since I was a kid. Going into Ray Judge's gun shop as a kid, you know, I've always loved guns. I've always been a gun enthusiast, you know, and today's times it's different. You know, it's different from when I was growing up. You know, the world's not the same place. You know, this is not 1984 anymore, and we're seeing a lot of things happen on TV, you know, in these schools and things, and you're not going to legislate your way out of this. You know, this is going to
You're
happen.
gonna shoot your way out of it with a Uzi.
Damn right.
Sorry, I was hugging the tree.
Do y'all make the gun? What do you do?
No. It's just I don't keep anything in inventory. It's just I get whatever you're looking for. It could be a Sig, a Glock, or whatever from a.
You procure them.
I'm a dealer.
You're an arms dealer.
An arms dealer.
You're an arms dealer.
I'm an
This
arms
is like
dealer.
Yes, he is.
Lord of War right
Look at
here.
those guns
It's
right
been
here.
it's been about
Those are regulated.
it's been about 6 months of trying to and successfully obtaining my FFLs, and
His
you know,
daughter's
that's-
softball
that's,
travel team will be raffling
That's
one of
been a
these
whole
Southern
experience
Patriots.
that I grossly underestimated, but we finally got it done, and
Yeah, those are the guns right there.
I'm sorry, just carry on.
we got Coach Duke over here. He's gone. He's
Shit,
gone left.
easy. Just call him Coach K.
I'm sorry, Jason.
Thank you, Coach Dave.
Carry on.
But yeah, no, that's what's up. I mean, you know, you just call me and tell me what you want, and we'll get it in.
That's cool. You got a website, Facebook page?
Not yet. We're brand spanking new. We're still trying to get it off the ground.
Still
Get it
black
launched.
market.
I don't like
We're legal. That's all that matters. We are legal.
In all 50 states, or just here, or?
All 50 states. All 50 states. You know, it's a little weird when the ATF shows up, you know, and they want to do a 3-hour sit-down interview. So I can promise you the hot seat here is not anything compared to what I have.
So thank God you didn't count the Carolina Reapers before they showed up, right?
Yeah, and they didn't want to talk about riding the country roads, you know, of Grundy County and listening to Conway Twitty. Yeah, no,
They thought you was just an asshole.
Yeah, it was more real stuff than that.
Can we talk about your dad running for mayor?
Yeah.
Saw that today.
Yep, he's running. Dad's running for mayor.
EP.
Yep, Ed Rock's running for mayor. we're full swing on that too. We got a lot going on really right now. Pretty interesting time in our lives. You know, he's doing his thing. He's trying to. Grady County's always had a bad rap.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get a lot of good press. Grundy County's a good place. There's a lot of good people out there.
I'm scared.
There's been a lot of stereotyping of Grundy County. Some of it's well deserved. Don't get me wrong, but not everybody out there is bad people. You know, there's a lot of good people out there. The majority of them are good people.
You probably believe most people are good.
No, because you know I look at the liberals of the world.
Not with all those guns.
You say that, yeah, I don't have guns.
Hey, you have a gun that shoots out caring and understanding. I'd like to have that one. Maybe a slingshot that does it.
He's going to
Gun's too
say
loud.
place.
Your gun's too loud.
He has one.
Safe place.
He has one. He cries a lot.
But yeah, he's running for mayor. He was running unopposed in the primaries. And,
So he won.
Well, not really, because he didn't have to. He wasn't even on the ballot in the primary. But the general's coming up, and we'll see what happens. You know, I hope that there's always been a barrier. You know, the mountain valley barrier. You know, if he can break that, you know, he'll do okay. And he'll do Grundy County a good job and make them a good mayor if they want to see the change that they need to see. It's kind of like America. You know, we went through the last 8 years of pure hell, and you know we're going on our second year of seeing some really good change. You know, and regardless of what side of the fence you're on, you can't stand back, take a look at it, and say, "Hey, we've not seen positive change here in America." And I think that's what we all want.
Hey, that can be said for our country as a
Hey, I
whole.
got some more change in my pocket.
Going jang-a-lang-a-lang.
We don't want your handouts. We work for a living. Well, no.
I'll take a 20 though if you got it.
20's a 20.
Yeah, 20 is 20. Take 20 bucks, 20 bucks.
$20 now.
All right.
$20.
Wait,
It's not gay if it's TSA.
that's right. That's not really.
It's really up.
Bo, you really look like you wanted to say something. You get triggered again?
Let's not get Bubba fired up again.
Well, I kind of like when Bubba gets fired up though.
You know, it's not about me, man. We brought my boy in tonight.
They want to get me in here. They want to get me here, get me cranked up, and you know, it has been fun, and I'd be excited to do it again. I didn't know what to expect, so now that I know, the next time we sit down and do this, we can amp our game up a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty much we sit around the garage, drink beer, and
Yeah.
shoot the shit until you have Greg Jones on.
He can rap for you.
Well, you know, Greg's got this saying, what is it? We were rapping, and that's how it happened.
We was rapping and that's how it happened.
Yeah.
Well, the one night Greg was on, and he's like, "Hey man, I want to rap." So he rapped, and he got done. We're all like, "Oh, that was great." He was so trashed, it was terrible.
It was
like,
awful.
Man, it was.
Time sitting right there. He can hear you.
Yeah,
He knows he was terrible. He listened to the show.
And he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "We got done with the show, we closed it out, saved it." And he's like, "Hey man," he said, "I've never heard myself record it. Can I do it again?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "All you gotta do," I said, "hit this button for record. You do your rap, and when you get done, push it again and stops it." He pushed the button to rap, and he forgot to rap.
Oh, y'all was rapping all right.
So
I was talking about
Got some of that off-air
some
stuff.
terrible shit.
So after everybody leaves,
Statutory shit.
I'm laying in bed and I'm listening to the show because he said something about my grandma that I had to take out. So, they not like directly towards my ex or grandmother. It's just
It was about
general.
grandmothers in general.
Yeah.
It's about all you
This
grandmas.
cannot go down a good direction.
My grandma bitch fucking
Come
throat.
back from this.
So okay, all right, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna take this part out, and then go to bed. Well, I'll listen to it. Well, I'm gonna listen to the rest of it and see how it sounds. So I get done, and I'm like playing a game on my phone, or whatever, and it gets done. I'm like, well, I'll turn it off here in a second. 15 seconds later, I hear us talking. Like, what the hell's going on here? And I'm freaking out. I'm like ordering a pizza on my phone, and then like
Somebody else is talking about statutory rape.
and then somebody else is talking about some other stuff.
Nobody said the R word. All right.
I
And-
did.
Yeah, you
I wasn't even there. It was beautiful.
And that was all because Greg didn't push the stop button. And normally when I do the podcast, I just stop it and then boom, upload it and put it on the interwebs. I'm glad I listened to it because Greg would have got us put in jail.
Not us, just the one
Just
guy.
Greg. Just Greg. Yeah,
And
Greg is the only
show,
one.
we've
That
never had
ponytail
another
says I'm
show.
a pedophile.
Was
Yeah,
that episode
exactly.
20?
21.
All you need is that
Barely
ponytail and the
21,
mustache.
baby.
That would have been terrible.
No.
Oh, it was so bad. I even sent it to a couple of guys. Like, oh my God, did you edit that? Hell yeah, I edited that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm one of those guys.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, what happened? I was like,
That's some disgusting stuff. Stay away from the sheep.
Greg hit record and didn't
Bad.
hit stop. He forgot to rap. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
Were sheep involved?
The sheep were involved.
Great.
Back up on you.
Man or man, sheep are nervous.
That's right.
That's where you're from, right? Bradeville?
Mud Creek.
No.
Yeah, the Mud Creek, huh? Or is that Flat Creek?
Flat Creek, where the men are men
Flat
and the
Creek
sheep are
News.
nervous.
All right. What is next? What are you gonna talk about, too?
Well, we covered sheep.
Yeah.
Get down the way.
We've covered, you've been on there, we've covered sheep before. Yeah. I don't know, is Steve on his way?
Hey, Steve.
Oh, he just walked in.
Oh, he's here.
We don't have any time for Steve this evening. We'll have to push him till next week.
Sorry, Steve.
Hey, do y'all, so what's the deal here? Do y'all do this like every week or is it every other week?
Yeah, we
or-
try to. Everybody has their own schedule.
Johnny
had-
show up all the time, then they don't have the podcast.
You know what's funny? Like, I rearranged my garage where we do it at 8 months ago. He's been to one show since.
Hey, he didn't come that night I was there.
Well, no, I'm glad he didn't
He
because what
missed-
he was
he
saying
missed
on
it,
the
didn't he?
I don't know if y'all heard, but I've been working some things out.
Yeah.
No, we try to do it once a week. Everybody's got a schedule. Eli's got
That makes me
ball,
nervous.
Derek's,
He working things out behind me over here. Damn, you move this
You have
guy.
to wait till you watch the video.
Woo.
Good luck.
Tooth's kid, his daughters play ball, so we kind of work around that. It's kind of hard. We try to do it once a week. Yeah, they have a bunch of excuses.
You know, and I tell you, that ball thing, the whole ball thing, it's time consuming.
Yeah, it gets my nerves. I'm tired of it.
How often do you do it?
It's
Well,
frustrating.
we've got 2 league teams. My twins are on the team. My youngest is on the team. And they're all 3 on the same tournament team, 16U team. So they turn up on the weekends and leave all during the league. So it's pretty. You're
It's
right.
nonstop.
It's
It's
nonstop.
nonstop.
Time consuming.
It's a way of life. It's a way of life. You're not doing that anymore. You're kind of on the down low, aren't you, Bubby? You just what? Little league?
No, he's gonna travel.
Trap ball? Eli works me to death.
Yeah,
Eli's a baller.
he is. He's I aim to be like Eli. He is
You know,
my
I've said for a long
motivation.
time when I grew up, I want to be just like Eli Kidder.
He's my motivation.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I mean, it makes me want to use better language for sure.
Why, sure. Why wouldn't you?
Well,
I mean, I've never been kicked out of Toots. I'm
Nor-
just saying.
this is an alleged event, and I was never kicked out of Toots.
This is an untrue statement. He was kicked
Yeah,
out of
because they're not
Toots.
going to kick you out. But
They were
you're
being
asked to leave.
cocksuckers.
You were asked to leave.
Well, I'd already paid, so I feel like I was leaving anyway.
Right.
Well,
They just hurt you on the ass just a little bit.
Did they just, they rushed me out of it. And we were done
They
eating.
sped up the process.
We were leaving.
Yeah, but they sped up the process.
There were no
because of
police
you.
involved.
I think when the little kid started crying, it was time for it to go.
We got a table of little leaguers behind us, and Tooth is like.
You want me to say?
Yeah, there's children in
I'm
here.
like,
There's children.
Hey, you know what?
Well, all I'm saying is there's a children of little leaguer or a table of little leaguers behind us, and Tooth is over here.
If you have a
Blah,
table
blah
of
this,
little
blah,
leaguers
blah
at
that.
Toots after 10 o'clock on a weekend night, it's your fault.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
You're in a bar on Friday night.
No, Toots is good family fun. It says so on their shirts.
Yeah.
Something like that. Good times, good
Something on
family
their shirts?
fun.
Wait a minute,
You're the only guy
I
looking at
thought
their
it said
shirts.
hundreds of beautiful women and 3 ugly ones.
Maybe that's what it said. I don't know. I guess it's a bit.
No, that's deja vu.
Oh, it is deja vu.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
He was quick to correct.
That's deja vu. They got
That's deja vu.
tables.
Hundreds of ugly women.
They're uncomfortable
or
chairs.
hundreds of- What?
Hundreds of beautiful women and 3 ugly ones.
Yeah.
3 ugly. I'm sorry.
You know, deja vu's moved.
It's not on Demon Broom anymore?
No, it's
I
not.
feel like I
it's
know
not
that.
on. No, it's not on Demon
Somebody did there.
Brewing.
No, what happened?
Them
I don't know, man.
Deja vu.
You know they had that. Used to have it all you could eat like lunch buffet.
It wasn't that bad, it was
Just
really.
all you.
Well, what deja vu y'all talking about?
Well, I thought
What we went to?
Oh.
it's moved. Deja vu's not down here. I thought I'd go down there and check it out. You know, I got a little pull up parking lot and all on there.
No, I was in the bathroom. Did they tell the story
I must
about
use
you
Groupon.
getting drug out tubes with a chicken wing in your mouth?
Don't do it during the CMA Fest. I'm just saying.
That's the crazy horse. Just don't do it.
Don't
You can't say that word.
What about Ken's Go Club? Is it still open?
That's what it was. The old King's
I don't know. I made a
That's what I
mistake
called it.
following this moron.
The
Don't ask me.
Brass
Brass Stables was my
That's
first.
Brass
Go
Stables.
Club.
That's when you're like, man, she looks good, except for that knife
Oh,
one.
my
Yeah, that scar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to the brass
Well,
table.
we know he's from Grundy, but he
Switch
don't know
motion to
that.
straight, she'd be all right.
Did you say the Go Club?
She thought he said Ken's
Ken's
Goat
Goat
Club.
Go
No,
Club.
I thought he said
That's a
Kim's
bad-
Goat Love.
That's impelling.
That's even worse.
The goat club.
You know, I don't even know it's open anymore or not. But,
Greg Jones is the Go Club.
you know, you used to have to go to swap your dollars in, and you would tip the chicks with gold bucks. It was kind of like tickets at Chuck E. Cheese.
I remember that.
Yeah. How long has it been since you've been in an establishment such as?
Oh,
Gentlemen's Club.
Yeah, gentlemen.
it's being recorded.
Oh,
I don't really care. Yeah.
the ear.
Every night's thinking, which time
Big
she know
brother.
about?
Big brother.
Me and Fish.
3, 2,
I've been not.
2 weeks
Two-
ago.
2
weeks
years.
ago.
Answer. Final answer. 2 years.
He found a friend.
2 weeks.
Thanks, Hatfield.
That's
boy.
legit.
My boy.
Took a vote from the audience.
Last time it was Bradley's brother's bachelor party, and his brother, the groom, was the designated driver. It was great. Get shit who won't have to drive.
My
It
kind
was
of
wonderful. Oh, it was great. ATM wouldn't take my card, but pissed me off.
The mouse is here.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes.
Oh,
I've been there.
Yes. The mouse is here.
Imagine
What is that,
that.
off of 40 or 70? What is it? 75?
Off of Kingston Pike, baby.
Behind the gas station.
Kingston Pike, behind the gas station.
Hatfield's down with GPS like he's got it etched into his brain.
Like she slept on gravel.
That's where the girl works. It looks like she slept in gravel.
Thank you.
Got the dents.
Oh, hail damage. She got hail damage. Oh, we can't do the hail damage. No, we can't be doing the hail damage.
That's right.
No. It looked like it's been whipped with a golf ball. No.
I'm telling you, she took
My
her
dancer
dents.
had 2 teeth and they were in the back.
When the brass tail was pregnant, had a stab wound.
That's right.
Oh, it was great.
She really had steps.
I gave her $20. I felt bad.
Look, when I went to
I
Brass
stuck a one in
State,
it.
wait a minute.
Wait, just
Wait just a tick.
or a dish.
That was right, wasn't it,
Where
Hatfield?
was the
it
stripper
2
that you
teeth?
went home with? It was pregnant.
That was lying. That was not.
You're a liar.
And they were in the back,
You're a
right?
liar.
Polar.
Travis went
Was it
home
like
with
a
a
Waffle
stripper.
House slash
And
tea
still didn't get none. I mean, how you gonna do that?
Play your card right.
Or wrong.
Travis went home with a stripper, calls me to brag about it, did not get any, tells me she was pregnant, that's why he didn't get any. But it was some mean oral. Some mean oral. And I was like, she was pregnant? Well, I went ahead and done it. That's safe. You can't get her pregnant if she's already pregnant.
Hey, what's the official umpire's
I'm
call?
not very good.
You know,
Throw that shit
I've
out.
always said the gentleman's club, if you will, has always been the safest place for a guy to hang out. Because
It really is.
have you ever,
True story.
have you ever been
Take
in
them all.
there when some dude has taken his girlfriend or wife in there? Do you see what happens right there?
They get all the action.
It's a magnet.
I love it.
True.
It's a magnet.
Story. Nothing says I love you
I
like
mean,
what
I
you
don't
did.
know. I don't know if they're like all Lebanese or what.
I
But
always have
The one
fun
we used to go
in
to,
strip
they had
clubs.
like, TVs everywhere, and they're like, "Hey man, look at that girl on stage." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm watching this final baseball. Look at Sports Center." Like,
Yeah, because
dude,
you're a
look.
dildo. But when we went, we would take the chicks, and the strippers just attract right to any hot women that you're
I just went with Bull. I didn't have any chicks.
We have snapped.
We'll go to the strip club.
All right. Didn't you go when you were like 15 with Bull?
Ah, Lee, I see how
For my
you just
18th
played.
birthday, Bull took me to the brass stage.
Freaking genius.
My boy.
Bull was great. Great wingman to go.
He was, dude. He hooked me up. He taught me all about it. Brought me in at 18, and they bring me beers. They start serving me beers. They didn't even card me. I was like, "Are you kidding me, Mr. Revis? Would you like your normal table?"
He didn't have to go through metal
Big
detectors
German's still
or
a
nothing.
genius.
Yeah.
Brad, what did Big German always say? I'm gonna go there with Umbro shorts and silk boxers on. And get a lap dance. Talk to me, Pat. I feel like you want to say something, brother. Talk to me.
what's that place?
You can say whatever you want.
Is it Heads and Tails?
What?
Or is it Tattletales?
No, not you.
Oh. It's not Tattletales. That's in Atlanta.
You have your own rules,
Tattletales
Johnny.
is in
No.
Atlanta.
What's the one in Atlanta?
Gold?
No, I can't think of it. The
Tattle-
cheetah. The cheetah.
Yep.
The
That's in
cheetah.
Atlanta. That's in Atlanta. Atlanta.
That's probably the best one I ever been in. The cheetah. It was fine, and they served prime rib.
Who don't like prime rib and titties?
They didn't do
That's a
better than
win-win.
that. And it wouldn't BYOB either. They served drinks down there, so you didn't have to worry about running out. You ran out of money before you ran out of alcohol.
That prime rib was pink in the middle and full of gristle too.
Well, it's just like I like it.
That's the way I like it,
That's the
boy.
way I like it right there.
Wait, where was this place
Swear
at?
to
So there were
God.
several things
Hang
on
on.
the menu that had.
They had prime rib in the T-bar?
The cheetah.
I can't help it, I'm sorry.
Hey, we went in there one time before a Braves
That's
game.
great. I know exactly.
Before a Braves game, we left a little early. I think the game started like at, I don't know, it was early 5, 6 o'clock, something like that. We rolled up in there, and a buddy of mine went with me. You know, he's like, "Hey man, this place got a dress code. You know, we'll check it out." We went up in there, you know, and we had going into the cheetah clothes, and we dressed down going into the ball game, you know, and. Let's just say we were late for the national anthem.
Where were you?
Were you selling
Zach Lowry.
Don't miss it.
Can we go to ball games with you guys?
I'm thinking about
You know,
if you're looking at titties,
that was back at that's back at the other stadium. You know, I hadn't been down there since they built the new
Oh,
stadium.
Fulton County?
Yeah.
Hey,
Eli's.
I'm hungry.
Eli's wanting something to eat.
He's wanting something with red meat and gristle.
Give me a shout out to Zach Lowry back there. Hello, Zachary.
Zach Lauer, are you here?
Zach Lowry's here.
You have anything gluten-free, maybe a salad?
Hey, what about Jay Nagadula in the background right there? He looks like he's about to go to sleep.
Wake up, Jay.
Wake up, Jay.
This is how his eyes are.
Huh?
The show ain't that damn boring.
Everybody loves Jay Nagadula.
Everybody.
Everybody loves Jay
I don't like him
Nagadula.
much. That's just my thing. I'm doing the opposite there, bad.
You don't like Jay?
It's fun.
No, he makes me look too tall. I hate it. I look gangly.
He's only full-grown man I know sits on a booster seat going down the road.
Hey, no,
The drive. His daughter, he shares the booster seat with his daughter.
I'm not that much taller than Jay. He's up on that moment. Come on, man. Jeez.
Look at him. What you got back there, Jay? Diet Coors? Yeah? Just one? Maybe two?
I want to give a shout out to my boy JB, John Richardson. Wanted to be here tonight. He had a little something he had to work on there at the Boar's Nest tonight. He wanted me to give him a shout out.
Also, he had therapy too.
Not
John
boy.
Richardson,
Yeah, John's a
JB,
good dude.
in the house.
Yeah, John's a good dude. Everybody know John Richardson?
We don't.
You don't know John Richardson? John's a good dude. He
I know you two are.
He and KK, they used to have a 41 South band. And I tell you, he
Big time.
yeah, they drew
Singer.
they drew a crowd
Score you.
second to none as far as a local crowd. They sang up here. I think the last time I saw them was
It was-
a benefit for the Myers benefit.
Yes.
Is it Ethan Myers benefit or something? You know, they had a little get together.
Hey Chris,
I don't know, Van goes there.
Chris.
They're all pretty good crowd.
Chris Elam, was that here that he did that?
Yeah, yeah. They had an auction. Yeah.
Chris was drunk.
Yep. Like Garrett sang with him, played a little with him. Yeah, they do a
Y'all
good
talk about
job.
being high. If I do, I think there's gonna be rehab. Shit.
Because you're in therapy, Johnny, that's why.
Well, I'm not quite with that.
Addictive personalities, bro.
So Travis,
Yo.
he suggested I go watch a band. Everybody knows John Richardson's been around
John knows his
and
music.
heard
He knows
a
his
dozen bands plus a dozen and a dozen and a dozen in his life. So we go to Murfreesboro at the old Main Street and watch a band called Vinyl Radio. And he told me, he said, this is the best cover band I've ever heard in my life. So coming from John Richardson, I thought, that carried a little weight. So Friday night, my boy Hatfield and I over there went and saw Vinyl Radio with John and several others. What, Chad? There was probably, 10, 12 from Manchester there, plus. I'll go as far as to say best cover band I've ever heard in my life. So,
Hey, you know, when you go back to talking about, you know, what's my favorite band, you know, we're talking about, you know, the big name bands, you know. But I tell you, David and I went to watch, my brother-in-law, we went to watch the Predators play. After the game, we went downtown, you know, and hit several bars. And every bar down there, you know, has got somebody playing. There is a lot of good talent out there.
Where you going? Where you going? Hey, ho, ho. That's right. No leaving.
There's a lot of good talent out there that doesn't make it. They don't get that chance, you know. And if you can get away from the strip clubs long enough in downtown Nashville.
Why would you do that? That's the dumbest thing you said all night.
What else is there?
Hey, just take a trip down Tootsie's and all that other stuff, and there's some good. That too.
We went to Acme Feed and Seed, and we seen 3.5 Men, and the guitar player was from. Really, guitar player? He had the farthest guitar or the.
Yeah, I totally remember. I got a picture with it, but I can't remember which band now.
Damn it.
I thought I just named both of them.
Well, the first place we stopped at after leaving the hockey game was Rippy's, and there was this chick in there, and she had a fiddle. That's a game changer.
Big time.
Chicks with fiddles.
Did you see one of this past single them out?
But not your fiddles.
That's a special kind of skill set right there.
You want to diddle the fiddle?
Well, ask her if she if she could play "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," you know.
Right.
That's $100 song.
Shredded it.
That's a $100 song.
Shredded it.
For those of you who don't know, that's a $100 song. So I saw a band with the chick on the fiddle, and they were taking requests, and somebody requested "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," and they were like, okay, that's a $100 song, pull your money together. And they finally did. Everybody's throwing 20s, 10s, and dude, she shredded it. I mean, it was amazing.
And it makes me wonder what's wrong with the music industry. I mean, maybe we're talking about like the whole officiating thing. Something's wrong right there for this talent not to be
recognized.
That's exactly right.
I think a lot of it's, time, place, luck. You take, his buddy's band, The Face of Dream, they've been around forever. They've had a couple different names of the band, and they're really good. And
but they have had some recognition. They did the Rotten
Another
Records.
best thing.
Rotten Records pushed them all the way from here to the West Coast. They played the Whiskey. I mean, they've done some really awesome stuff. They just aren't
kicking
famous.
it back to John Richardson a minute, and in the 41 South Band, John wrote a song. And y'all might have heard this. Anybody out there? My baby loves me when I'm stoned.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And I figured, if that was one band that I can't believe that that didn't get some playing time. But there's a lot of good talent out there.
So Travis, here's what's become a travesty in Nashville.
Travesty.
Travesty. Notice how I went there?
That's me.
I see what you did.
They are paying. Bands are now paying to play in Nashville. BS.
We had to pay to be here.
BS. No band should ever have to play.
No, you should pay them.
Ever.
It depends on how good
play.
they are, Bubba. If they suck, you should have to pay
Well,
to play.
I mean,
Yeah, we
just found a way to extort money.
charge
All
us.
that
We don't
is.
know yet.
you're talking about the fiddle player. If there's a girl that can move her left arm with a rubber band that fast, no, she should never have to play. Never have to pay to play, okay? I mean, if you can move your hand that good with a rubber band, you got a talent, So,
I said she had a special set of skills.
should never have to pay in Nashville to play. Ever.
Hey, baby, what kind of skill set do you have?
Shit, I never put that together just now. Oh my God.
How's your mama, Neil?
I can.
All right.
Think about how fast that one hand can go with a rubber band. That's big time.
Basically, what you're saying is you want to take a shower with her.
Yeah.
You'll be done pretty quick, Bubba.
I'll say it right to her face.
Take long?
Hey, we got him to answer us. We rode on y'all's coattails,
Oh, yeah.
Donnie Baker.
I emailed him.
We went to Colorado. We all wore Zubaz.
I need to hear this. Talk to
We all
me.
wore our Zubaz pants and our Everyday Joe shirts, and me and Derek had some Jordans on. So you had the Zubaz in your golf tournament. You and McIntosh over there, copycat. Yeah. So we had a guy on the shuttle bus taking pictures of us. Like, look, and send his buddies, hey, these idiots have Zubaz on. What the hell's going on? So she's like, hey, we know those golfers. She sent a picture of us, and he's like, hey, good looking crew, but he actually responded to her as well.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, he said awesome foursome.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Hey, and there's another talent right there.
Big time.
That is a talent right there that you can't. It's a natural talent. I mean, you can't just sit around. I mean, that is such a natural talent. It is ridiculous. Bubba sent me a video. You know, I used to not be a big Donnie Baker fan. He's honed his skills. He has really honed his skills down to where, yeah, I was kind of like, man, you know, this guy's, he's all right, you know, whatever. But now he's honed his skills. I mean, I really like listening to him. Bubba sends me his videos. He does all the time. But you know, one of the interesting things about Donnie Baker is that there was an interview. I just thought Donnie Baker was Donnie Baker. I didn't realize it was just a personality, you know, and he dresses up and, you know, and this, that, and the other. Seeing him do this interview, talking just like, you know, we're talking right now without him being Donnie Baker was phenomenal. You know, and I think it was that point to when I realized how great his talent was, because I thought, you know what, this is a normal guy.
Because he's like an intelligent person.
His impressions
yes.
phenomenal.
Yes.
And he did the
Yeah.
West Virginia.
And it's so,
Yeah, it was great.
you see a lot of comedy on YouTube and that sort of thing, you know, it's really not funny.
Right. Like this show.
Well,
I like this show.
Right. Well, we're honing our skills. We're getting better. You know, we're trying to test out on you guys. Thanks for being guinea pigs, suckers.
I'm sober too, by the way, or it'd be a lot better.
That's true. You are on water.
Actually, I'm still on the Coca-Cola soda. Yeah, and I've had like 4 gallons tonight.
4 gallons.
You got to pee yet?
I'm gonna look like the nutty professor when I leave here. I'm gonna swelled up.
Oh, dang.
So that just told me.
Yes. My baby's got gas. Look at it.
That just told me, Travis, you have your next show on a Friday or Saturday night, buddy. And you better look out.
I may just hit
Listen
record.
right here on a Friday or Saturday night. Just watch him go back.
I'll just hit record and walk off.
Hey, you know, I do like to have a good time. And in the grand scheme of things, would you say you were a while ago, Bubba? 48, 49? 40?
I don't think you did, but
Look at me going on mic back there. Hey, in the grand scheme of things, you take a look back.
Can I swing this?
Yeah.
Travis?
Yeah.
You give me permission right now to sling it?
You can. That's a cheap mic. I can get another one.
Okay,
Like 15
I'll sling it to your throat.
Oh no, you want
Well, he's on that cord though. That's an expensive cord.
You look back over 20 years of your life, and it's nothing more than just a snap of a finger. You know, and I'm one of those people. Hey, you better enjoy every single minute that you got right here. Have fun, make the most out of it, because if you don't, you're gonna wake up one of these days. You're gonna be an old man.
It's one of the first
I'm
stories I
about
heard
there.
about you was through him. Y'all started at Prater's one night, and you ended up here, and then you had practice the next morning, and your wife's a ghost, puking,
Hello?
Yep.
drinking Gatorade.
Yep.
And Lee.
Craig Johnson, Lee Sullivan in the house, everybody.
Gary!
Thank you.
We have a good time, you know.
How old are you?
42.
42? Oh, almost 42.
Man, I tell you what, sometimes I feel 18, sometimes I feel 62. Depends on what day of the week it is.
Bubba, you're 43, right?
Yep.
That's a
43. I'll be 44 in July.
But you know, there's a lot of people out there that just live a miserable life. They can't find happiness. They don't know how to be happy.
Well, and that's why I started doing this, because I didn't have a hobby. And I was like, you know, I started listening to a lot of podcasts. I don't know, there's a lot of people heard the story, but I'm like, okay, these guys are doing a podcast. I can do a podcast. So it was an excuse to sit around my garage and drink beer and talk to my buddies. And that's what it became, because everybody's got to have a hobby, you know. And everybody's like, oh, it's going to be stupid.
Thomas White, everybody.
You do one. What?
I'm sorry, Travis, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I saw Thomas White in the back.
Thomas White?
And I had to interrupt. I'm sorry. So, Thomas White, everybody. Thomas White.
Yeah, well, shut this show down now.
He's trying to be quiet. He's trying to hide.
I can't even see him.
Illinois is
Slick Dog. Where you at?
Illinois is T. White. T. White threw up the hand. Was that the right hand, T? Was
So
that
how many
the,
people you count have been here tonight? Did you count yet?
Roughly 150.
150?
150.
150 of people are here. 10 of them listen to the show. That's not a bad ratio. 160?
I mean, I lost count after
They're
150.
hanging from the rafters up in here.
Standing room only.
I'd like to give a shout out to this man right here. It's his birthday, 21. Big Addison Carter. I just want to tell you, you're hanging out with the wrong people, buddy. Hanging out with the wrong people.
Yeah, rethink your life. Should hang out with your dad instead of that one.
Hey, give a big shout out to this guy right here. He fixes the best hamburger, bacon cheeseburger. Joe Bakey, I'm talking to you. Onion rings are delicious too, man.
No, thank you for being awesome.
Hey, he's pretty good at coaching first base as well.
That's where I saw him at. I was kidding, didn't see you there.
Man, they're taking this place apart right behind us. He'd take off with the rug.
Hey, where the hell did Johnny go?
Talk about getting kicked out of a ball game.
Hey, we brought that rug.
Well, they ain't taking them sticky pellets off the floor, I know that.
Did Johnny leave?
Yeah.
Johnny bounced out.
He had to poop.
He probably had irritable bowel syndrome.
I hope you don't shit on my swing set again.
That was terrible.
Hey, we got Friday rolling up on us tomorrow. Everybody excited about that? It's been a tough work week, everybody.
Lee Sullivan, I see you back there in the back.
Yeah. Lee's ready to move on to Saturday, Friday night anyway, huh? We all are.
T.Y., you still trying to hide back there.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, we've all prostituted ourselves out to the workforce this week. It's time to relax, right? Hatfield, you all right back there?
Always, baby.
Always.
Hey, Cora, can I just say you're fire ass hot tonight?
You know, I agree with that, Cora.
I mean seriously.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Party girls here.
Look how awkward Justin.
Oh, look.
Look how
Party girl in the house.
Doesn't everybody agree with that? I mean, you know.
Absolutely. Bubba, I second the motion to move the
I
close.
love how Justin gets awkward when you talk about how hot Corey is. He gets so pissy. It's
He's
great.
always got his fish cleansed. He's always ready to punch.
Hey, and if you want to go to the rec center early in the mornings, Cora's there in spandex, just so everybody knows.
Hey, you been throat punching for you?
In the carotid artery.
Hey, speaking of Macintosh, you know what my first memories of Macintosh is?
Hey, we got any jealous husbands out there, jealous wives?
You're welcome, Bonnie Gamble.
Anybody jealous?
Hey, Macintosh.
Hey,
you
Joe.
play
Hey,
Macintosh?
Joe. And there ain't many people that can say that they are fire ass hot in a t-shirt and jeans. I think you're fire ass hot too, Earl.
Macintosh, you used to play basketball at the projects back in the day.
Bubba said.
Remember that? You were shorter.
He was schooling on him.
Listen,
I was taller than you were.
I had to put Wendy on a short leash when Jay Nagadula comes around. I'm telling you, she'll start turning backflips.
Yep.
If there's anybody that can push her primer bulb, Jay can. I mean, yeah. Jay, call Jay.
What exactly?
primer bulb.
Will you define a
Yeah,
primer?
Jay can get that primer bulb.
Will you define a primer bulb, please? Will you define a primer bulb?
I think it's
Like on a
because
weed
Jay's
eater.
exotic.
Everybody-
He's always carrying a
everybody
sport
doesn't know.
brake tan.
Will you go
is
into
a primer
the
bulb?
explanation there on the primer bulb, please?
The primer bulb.
Please? Like, not everybody knows.
As they can't find it.
Maybe they're inexperienced.
Talk to me about
It's
that
at the
primer
top,
bulb.
isn't it? It's in the boat.
I'm just trying to help the audience out.
That's the primer bulb is what you push on before you start cranking on
There's a
the
man
choke,
in the cookies in the
Amen,
boat.
brother.
There's a man in the boat.
and it rolls over a time or two. You think it's not going to start, and all of a sudden, you think now I've got a chance. It's going to start,
It'll squirt back at you.
and you know there's this grin about you.
No, that's just Pete.
You know, there's this grin about you when you're going to turn that ignition over just one more time because you know it's going to start.
That
And then all of a sudden it
pull on
backfires.
that steel. That third pull on that steel is on like a neck bone, baby.
If you've pulled on a steel 3 times, you've pulled on it 2 times more than you should have.
Well, then I guess I have.
He's got a McCulloch. It's okay.
It takes me that third
I got a
time on the
Pullman.
steel. I'm not
I
doing
got a
it.
Pullman. How you like that?
Back to exotic though. We missed out on the exotic topic a while ago. Back on Jay being exotic.
Carry on.
And so he's always got a nice tan too, by the way. That's what gets Winnie fired up.
Yeah. You know, Lady A just happens to be like right in front of me while I'm talking like this, so just carry
I
on.
don't give a fuck.
Just like that.
Just carry on.
Just like that.
Don't use Lady A as an excuse. But I appreciate
Yeah, the ladies just because we're nice to her. It's just A, really.
Yeah.
She's trash.
Trash.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Trash. She's a neck tattoo shy. I mean, just one neck tattoo shy.
goes a long way for that teardrop.
I pretty much know more about calling them like I see them than anybody I know of, so I just wanted to let you know.
I'm not a big tattoo on females thing. Yeah.
Because you're an asshole.
That sounds terrible.
I dig tattoos and I think they're cool. That's not.
You just like them on guys.
Hey, Jason.
I got that one out of the park.
I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble on this one.
Hey, watch Hatfield. One more time, Hatfield.
Yeah. That ain't no church league
Grand
spinner right
slam,
there.
son. Grand slam.
Hey, Pat. Me and Tooth, we got tattoos. We not.
No, man. I'm no comment on
Oh, you're fucking
I
lying.
can't even look up. I got my eyes.
Wait a minute.
Open them up,
Wait a
Dick.
minute. Now take a look.
Oh,
This changes everything.
Dude, that matches your shirt.
Thank you.
It's tie-dye.
Thank you very much.
Look at that porn stash. Who
I mean,
makes that?
that's Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. Everybody vote for Pedro.
Big time, right there.
I can give you his number, guys. When we get you guys one done, cheap.
Pedro's number? That's not a prison tag?
That is not a prison tag.
You need to start working out, too. We need to see a little bit bigger version of him. That's.
Hey, is that really a Pedro tattoo?
That is truly a Pedro tattoo. True story.
It is. It
So
is,
the guy was trying to get on Ink Masters. He was doing a portfolio, so anything for his portfolio was $100. And he was like, "What do you think about Pedro?" And I said, "You know what? Let's do it." That's the only tattoo I have that doesn't have some kind of symbolic meaning behind it. And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. It's awesome." My kids love it. They show it off to their friends. It's cool. Oh, my dad's got a Pedro tattoo. My girlfriend really loves it.
Yes.
I mean, loves.
It's her favorite.
If you'd start working out, that porn stash would get a little bit bigger.
Kim says he's got DSLs. kind of lips are man Jason vibes.
DSLs. I gonna go there.
Ain't nobody in this building know what DSLs means, so.
I beg to differ. I bet J-Mac knows what DSLs are.
That was a joke, Lady A.
Jay's grinning. Jay, look at Jay. Look at Jay Nagadula back there with that perma grin going on. He knows.
Look
at him. He knows.
You're awful quiet, Jay.
Why is Paul on the phone?
Ricky, what kind of tattoos you got?
To be on the phone.
Paul.
Yeah?
Both secrets, really.
Pedro, you don't have a Pedro tattoo, do you? No.
Let's have a tramp stamp show off. Anybody want to?
Silver Fox has got one.
I was gonna go first.
Did you say I have one?
No, I said you had one.
I don't have one. You gotta look a little deeper.
That's what it was.
That's a shame.
That's what it was. I can't remember. That reunion night, it was a wild night. I don't remember much.
That sounds like a shitty story to me.
It was. Well played. Well played.
What's next on the list, bud?
Hold up there for a second.
I'm out of this. Where'd you go?
Hey, tramp stamps.
Let Bubba have it.
They're fighting over beer over here. Bubba's pouring.
Do we need another picture?
They say it's good to the last drop, Bub.
Yeah.
Get it?
Oh, Marky.
I'm doing this because I can.
Swear to God.
Here's to you. Thank you.
I'm trying to spare really well.
He does drink.
Travis, he rivals you.
When you got DSLs, I guess you can. Whoop, whoop.
I was going to have a beer chugging contest. Whoever chug a beer the fastest gets a t-shirt, but I'm a fucking moron and forgot the t-shirt at home.
Oh no!
So-
I was gonna buy a
Hey, you
t-shirt.
even have pre-sales, man. I mean,
Well, it happens when you're an idiot. So,
I forgive you.
well, and I forgot Becca's t-shirt. I forgot Greg's t-shirt.
Conveniently forgot.
I had 2 or 3 that was going to buy a
Hey,
Everyday
you can
Joe
stop tricks for
t-shirt tonight. too.
Yeah, I can't talk transfer to them though.
Well, there's an after party.
Yeah, guys, after party,
After
Travis's
party at
house.
Studio 11.
All right, I'm down to Studio
Pretty much
11.
know
We're throwing
more about-
down.
The Everyday Joe
And
shirts
throwing
than anybody I
shirts.
know of. Yeah.
We've actually got a t-shirt cannon on order. It's on back order, but it's coming, guys. It's coming.
Yeah, that's what she said. Oh, yeah.
I'm just breathing heavy.
Oh, was that you?
In the quiet words of the Virgin Mary, come again.
Oh,
Well, depending on the number of guests, whenever you get your, what are they called?
T-shirt cannons?
Yeah. T-shirt cannons. There you go.
Big word.
Real
Has
fun.
anybody ever actually done a live recording with someone getting drunk? Because I feel like that's happening right now.
Absolutely.
This is the process from start to finish. You guys show your kids later.
Yeah, this is what you don't need to do.
Y'all see how
It's
clear and
huge, huh?
coherent he was when he started out? Look at him now.
And when this is less than 2 hours, can you imagine what being on the beach all day will do to you?
You probably fucking hibiscus when it's over.
In it.
God dang, all up in it?
All
Can
up
I
in
get a
it.
napkin?
In it. Them damn holes in the sand will get you
Eli,
every
they're right
time.
there on that table.
Just don't dance.
Everybody won't play like they ain't been there before, though.
I've never had an encounter with hibiscus.
I'll tell
Bet you
what,
have had encounters.
I've had
Bubba
encounters.
can, so,
I didn't hear that.
I said Bubba can dance.
Oh, absolutely.
Bubba can sing, he can dance, he's like, he is the,
Yeah. I pretty much know all
He's the
about
voice of
all
our
that
generation.
than anybody I know of.
Did you bring your guitar?
actually, I did bring it, but I didn't plan on bringing it
You didn't
in.
learn any songs that Bubba
It's out
could sing?
there.
We
Yeah,
need to
we
fire
really
it
didn't
up.
plan this up as well as I would have hoped we would have.
Well, no, well,
It
it's
was
us.
very impromptu. It was like, oh yeah, we're doing it. Hey, show up.
Hey, when you get drunk, which one's the worst ones? When you plan on them or when you don't plan on them?
Oh, wait.
I think when you don't.
I didn't hear all of that.
I feel like when you don't plan to get drunk, you have a lot more fun.
Oh, absolutely.
But when you plan to get drunk, you get a lot more trouble.
Man, that's a good point right there.
What would say you? I mean,
We'll make
That's
it-
a real good point right there he
we
just
need to do a
made.
song, DC.
That's a real good point.
Yeah, I think that might need to happen, DC.
Well,
the really bad drunks where you know, Eli comes over, hey, you home? Yeah, I'm at home. You want to drink a beer? Yeah, sure. It's 11:30. Next thing you know, it's 7:30 at night. 2 cases of beer. And I'm like,
I thought you started at 11:30 p.m. Like,
no, AM.
Day drink.
day drinking's good on any day, by the way, any
You
day.
can't day drink if you don't start in the morning.
Gotta start in the morning. Gotta start in the
That's
morning.
key to life.
So what time we talking about starting in the morning? I mean, what's kind of like the international,
Do you want our answer or her answer?
just kind of the
Or
consensus?
Craig- or Craig's
What's that?
answer.
What does everybody agree on? What would be considered unethical to start
I think
drinking?
it's unethical to drink before noon on Wednesday.
Unethical.
Yesterday, I walked into a gas station at 7:50 a.m. and tried to buy a 12-pack of beer.
7:50
Those
a.m.
motherfuckers wouldn't sell it to me.
See, that was
No, 7:50. I was 10
no,
minutes
he's telling you 8 o'clock's when they would have sold it to you.
Yes, I know.
The man has had experience buying beer.
So wait a minute.
She was on her way to work.
It's 8 o'clock.
She was just trying to be efficient. She was picking it up when she had time.
and I
She was just being efficient. She knew she was going to need it anyway.
So
First grade.
you and your mom were on the way to work.
We weren't going to drink it then.
It was for lunch.
It's your word. But you need to chill it down.
Yeah, we got a free bag of wine.
Bubba just come out of the bathroom laughing. Y'all want to know what happened? I want to know what
I
happened.
see it on his bridge.
Just buying the beer for the ice. That's her excuse.
So what y'all think? What y'all think? What's
It's a good deal.
What's the time? We haven't decided on a time.
So seriously, what's a good time to start drinking?
9?
What's the time in the morning when you start to day drink?
I feel like there should be an A in it.
7? Who said 7? I'm not gonna 7 o'clock thing because if you know.
And I believe him.
We can't ask
I know
Bradley.
who said 7, and I believe
Oh, I
him.
will.
Because
If
Bradley
I'm
said
there,
6:30.
Listen, beer tastes really good right after that. You just spit that last mouthful of crest out. You know, when you got the whole fresh toothpastey thing going on. Yeah. Like you're in the shower, right?
If I'm drinking beer at 7
Shower
a.m.,
beer.
I've been drinking beer all night.
No, I don't know, man.
Tuesday, you wouldn't have a Jack and Coke at 7 in the morning because you love Jack and Coke.
I'm
If we
looking
were
over
on
this crowd.
vacation, or if we were like fixing to go to church or something, yeah.
You're going straight to hell, don't pass. I mean, God damn.
No, we drink at church too.
I mean, it's okay.
Y'all are Catholic though.
Jesus, he turned water into wine.
There's one person in this building that knows more about day drinking than anybody I know of.
Andrea.
Yeah,
It's Andrea.
It is probably.
It's not Andrew.
No, it's Andrew.
Hands down, it's me.
Hey,
Too far.
Yeah, like,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
I'll take it.
Because I can do it and maintain. I can drink for 16 hours straight and maintain.
She can sleep for 16 hours straight and maintain.
Well, there's another person in this building that can maintain too.
So is that what we decided on 7 o'clock in the morning?
I think he said
Gretchen's
it. I think it
shaking
was
her
his
head.
words.
Whatever Gretchen says goes, in my opinion. So 7 it is.
So if you start at 7, does that mean you've got
learned
like you're done by like lunchtime, or is this gonna be a long day?
His initials are CH.
Did you see how Hatfield got
I'll leave it at
excited?
that.
Did you see how he got excited when he's looking like, look, I'm looking forward to it. No.
His initials are CH.
What time do we board the
I like it.
Oh,
He is my boy.
I've got a friend that starts drinking at 4:45
There you
a.m.
go.
We leave for Colorado, and we're leaving out at 5 in the morning, and she's getting in the car pouring a bottle of wine.
Well, now this one is just on the weekend. So this is primarily only on a Friday every now and then when he's off.
This
for a Saturday.
It's everyday life of this chick.
Single.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here talking about drinking. I mean, really, is there a start and stop time? I mean, you know,
when you're done.
Because you're either a drinker,
You'll be
you're a
asleep.
drinker or you're not. So you're either, you either. There's really no rule of thumb.
I agree.
The one I'm referring to pisses
so I
me
don't
off
drink in the
because there
morning.
is no stop sign, and he doesn't
I'll
get
twist
drunk.
one up right there at 7 a.m. Not give a damn.
I'm kind of jealous about that.
I always go Eastern time. Just go Eastern time. Got an extra hour. Go Eastern. You're good.
Got it figured out.
Yeah, just go Eastern time.
Eli Cater, you're a goddamn genius, son.
I know, right?
God.
Just do everything right.
Just go Eastern.
You get more jackpot.
That's why we're friends,
And
sir.
if you really are a pinch, you go with like Korean time, which is like a day before. So
I started drinking
You
this
know
time
the
yesterday.
yeah, Jesus.
That's kind of what you do, man.
When you got home from the Crazy Horse that night, were you on Eastern time?
No, he was on Johnny Lowry time.
Pre-ride home or during the ride home?
Would this person that I'm referring to, would he come up and speak
I don't know who is.
about
His
day
initials
drinking?
are CH.
Because he knows more about it than anybody I know of.
I'm
I'm not going to call his name.
But it's-
Eli, stop.
I don't
Stop it.
I don't think you
Stop
can
it.
technically be called a day drinker unless you play golf.
I mean, I've got big
There's something
aspirations.
about golf that makes you a day drinker whether you like it or not.
Yeah, but you
Rachel
got
Season does not play golf, and I've seen her drink.
I admire this guy. I
Now,
mean,
she may play
Lady
golf.
A,
But you
he-
got
You don't
second
golf,
golf, though.
and I've
Lady
seen
A,
her
he'll
drink.
give you
I don't
all
golf
you
either.
wanted more.
Well, she doesn't either. She drinks in AM, I promise.
This one can hang.
Whoa, whoa.
I've never seen this one not be able to hang.
But
Ever.
basically tea time
Ever.
is another word for beer time.
Chad, I think we're going to have
seriously.
a drinking contest when you and her, like on a Sunday.
Hey,
Sounds like a great idea.
I hadn't been married long.
I think
Richie, you in?
I think Gretchen and Richie are definitely in on that. I put my money on you guys out drinking them anyway.
What we should do is we really should just fire up the camera and like do an all day everyday Joe show. Yeah, not really, because nobody will watch that shit.
Give me an excuse to get my keg out.
My boy makes me look bad.
What is in your keg in your
Nah.
garage? Oh, loser.
That's okay. It's refillable.
You've never seen him in Florida.
It's refillable. It doesn't
Hey,
matter what's in it.
y'all,
Yes, it is.
Congratulations.
y'all wanna rag on me about the hibiscus tree? Let me tell you a little story about my golfing experience.
Oh, who'd you do?
I need to hear this.
Well, you know, my father-in-law is a big golfer.
Yeah.
Okay, we were down in Gulf Shores one weekend.
Okay.
Down, we hadn't been married long.
I know the course that he chooses to go to.
Yep, down there. So
Yep.
So he asked me. He said,
Right
"Is-
there
is-"
on the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit.
I mean, I really honestly don't remember because the whole damn day was just a blur. But
Go
I'll tell you
ahead.
how I got started.
Go ahead.
He said, "Jason, you wanna go golfing?" I said, "Man, I don't golf." He said, "That's all right." He said, "You can drink beer?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I can drink beer." I said, "Can I drive a golf cart?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "There ain't no rules." And I went, "Yeah, you can drive." So we get in there. And they serve tall boys in a 6-pack
Okay.
What other way do you
for $5
Fuck yeah.
For a 6?
for a 6-pack. Yeah, this was like, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning.
40 years ago?
No. It's been
That's 10 Eastern.
no, because I had been. No, it's been 15 years ago.
15?
Yeah. So, anyway,
Go ahead.
so we get on there and this little beer girl comes around. This little beer girl comes around, you know, and
Does she look good?
she's pretty attractive.
She's pretty fine. That's all.
It's kind of an awkward situation because I'm checking her out. My father-in-law's there with me and everything, you know, until he mentioned it. He said, man, she's kind of hot, ain't she?
Yep.
I said-
When he said it,
When
you
he
knew
said,
you
I
were
was like,
good.
I said, yeah, I was like, that's the green light
You
right
knew
there.
you were
I'm like,
good when he
yeah,
said
yeah,
it.
yeah. So she came back, and after I finished my 6-pack of beer, that was drinking a little cooler and everything. And I said, she said, you want some more beer? I said, I tell you what, I said, I'm gonna buy one at a time. Keep coming back. Don't stop till I'm done.
That's strategery right
This
there.
is great.
I think
This is great.
I think that was about on the 4th hole. By the time we got about halfway through, I guess, that's when I was peeing on the golf course. You know,
So you're at number 9. So
you're
this started
somewhere right around
on 4,
there, and I'm starting to get drunk.
and you're on 9.
By the time
Go ahead.
By the time we got off the golf course that day,
Yep.
hammered. We go to Lambert's.
Oh,
That's
Lambert.
That's the Lambert store. Yep. So anyway, we get over at Lambert's, and that's home of the throwed rolls. There's nothing like trying to catch throwed rolls in Lambert's when you're drunk. It don't work. But that's my only, especially last time I've ever been golfing with a guy.
Did they press against your face when you try to catch them?
Boss,
It's hard to catch when you see
My point exactly.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it didn't work. It didn't work. It's almost as bad as being on the beach with you all day long. Speaking of which, Zing Zang has got their own 6-pack now. You don't have to buy the big bottle. It comes in Zing Zang cans.
things like that.
They have Zing Zang cans.
Holy shit.
Is there anybody else in this building that know that? Because
Zing Zang, you can get a Zing Zangs in the 6-pack cans. Y'all know that?
That Bloody Mary mix, for those of you who don't know.
Absolutely.
I've had a good day at work today, like sales-wise, and that's pretty much the best news I've heard all day right
You
here.
get
That's- This is a game changer right here. Stop.
6-pack of cans.
One more time, Pat, and say it again.
6-pack of Zing Zang in the cans.
Yeah, but what? Does that have vodka?
No, it doesn't have vodka in it. It's a little.
So you can mix them 12 ounces at a time.
Okay, I'm
It's not
sorry.
like
If you
having to carry-
need a tiny 6-ounce can for your Bloody Marys, then you ain't fucking doing it right.
Well, have you ever tried to stick a 2-liter bottle in a 6-pack cooler?
What's a 6-pack?
You know, it's
I'm
that
sorry.
size.
I only do.
Uno, dos,
That's
tres,
half
cuatro,
of what
cinco,
you drink.
seis.
Oh wait, that's an appetizer.
Hey, D, did you hear
Oh wait,
that?
that's lunch.
I know you go for
Hey,
one
that's
every
one
now
idea.
and
Promote
then,
alcoholism.
and you're down there with us. Did you hear that?
Anybody has a spare liver?
You
I
just
don't
wait, D.
I wish somebody would try to keep me alive.
I wish they would. I wish they would. I wish you would.
Who's going to Walmart tonight when I leave here buy a 6-pack of Zing Zang in the can just because they can? You're doing it. I know you're doing it.
Out.
What we got next on the agenda? Where we at? We done?
Well, we're about almost 2 hours in, so it's about.
We're going to thank the ladies and gentlemen for being here. We're going to thank the people for having us. And we're going to give a shout out. Steve, we'll get to you next time. Our apologies. No Steve Jernigan tonight. We'll get to him next week. Sorry, Steve.
Sorry.
Next week, buddy.
It's
Next
okay
week.
for Steve.
Thank you guys for having Southern Patriot on. I appreciate it. We'll do it again soon.
And next time, be drunk when you're on here.
I will.
Yeah.
Please.
I can rise to that challenge.
Just throw it down, James.
Your battery almost went down.
Hey, Joe, thanks for being